Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, how dare you, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live, and there's also a coffee, Patreon, crypto and thanks button in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show on Facebook and X. Now we are joined by Neil, Eli, Click OK, Sensual Goat, and a whole bunch of people in the Flat Earth Debate Discord server. So, welcome one and all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello. How's it going? In the pre-show, we were discussing how after yesterday's show had ended, there was a European chap who decided to enter into the foray of alleged flat earth debate by utilising multiple flat earth prerequisites, but suggesting that they're not the ground, which I find incredibly amusing. Like the denial level that needs to go on before you get to the bit where you suggest Earth's got a spherical shape to it. You need to measure Earth flat multiple times. Now here, that's going to cause you a few problems. Therefore, you need to deny that you're utilising the ground at all at the entry to the discussion. And then obviously when everyone's got amnesia and forgotten about how flat you've measured it 3 or 4 times, then you can start asserting how sphere the ground is, the one that you weren't talking about. I think that's very amusing.
Maybe I'll just use a plumb bob.
Indeedy. After yesterday's live show, I had a comment from Culture Cats, formerly Conspiracy Cats, who said, "There's not enough popcorn in the world for this," talking about my endeavours currently with my book. My response, quote, "You're going to need a flat earth for that," end quote. Culture Cats, formerly Conspiracy Cats. So I'm very pleased how engaging you're finding the new ending to my book. Good, good, good. Would you like me to name you personally? Here's my email address if you'd like your actual name to be ascribed to your quote used when measuring Earth flat for perspective.
Did he respond back?
I don't know. That was before I went to the doctors, so I was doing other things. But I got up, saw that message, and I was up pretty early, and I noticed that it was an hour before I'd got up. So I'm like, bloody hell. Early riser much, Cats? I mean, that's not his name. That's like the kind of thing that your average schoolboy does, give themselves a nice little nickname, and then decide that they don't quite like the nickname, so they change the nickname. Culture Cats, Conspiracy Cats, Twat Cats, whatever you want to call yourself as a stupid nickname. It's not his real name. It's the kind of thing a coward does when they need to hide their identity, because they're not 100% sure that they're actually on steady footing when they say things like, quote, "Yeah, I'll give you a flat earth for that." What, for the perspective that you measured Earth flat with? Yeah, you will. My open invitation is there to whatever his cowardly name is. Culture Cats, Conspiracy Cats, Twat Cats, whatever he wants to call himself. I'd prefer to ascribe that quote to an actual man, as opposed to a little boy with a nickname. But that little boy with a nickname measured Earth flat for perspective, did he not? And then said, "I'll give you a flat Earth for that." And then promptly buggered off, didn't he? Gave up his channel to McToon. Apparently also a fake name. I mean, I don't know or care. These are all schoolboys who need to measure Earth flat. Like the new proprietor of that channel, formerly known as Conspiracy Cats, when he went to Antarctica and measured the sun flat for a 24-hour period. Can you hear that echo? Where are the guns, Nathan? Yeah, excellent rebuttal. So yeah, These schoolboys need flat Earth measurements, and they probably are acutely aware of that fact, which is probably why they ascribe themselves these stupid little names that they give themselves, so they can hide their true identity.
So you're saying that he sent you a comment because, oh, what's going on with the book and everything? So they're coming out of the woodworks to have their little party. I did see another comment too, and it bothered me a little bit because that's why I said lines are being drawn now. There's a guy, NJ Appboy. He was very kind to me after the accident. And I mean, he got his whole whatever company he works for, right? They were all sending me money when I was on my sick bed. But it bothered me that he said a comment like, admits that he needed help, something to that effect. But then, how did he say it? He admits that he needed help, but then claims it's his book, meaning you. So it bothered me a little bit because now you're starting to see people going to different sides, and it just shouldn't be that way.
Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't matter which side people want to perceive to be on. There's only one book being produced, and it's mine. Now, the process involved a stall. Now, that stall was instigated by two thieving bastards. One called John Stingy and the other some trumped-up secretary whose name I forget. Either way, they stalled the process of publication of my book so that they could, quote-unquote, help me make it better. But what they were actually doing, these, let's get it straight, thieving bastards, were trying to usurp me and take ownership of our book. And then they act all shocked and shaken when it turns out that, I'll have editorial rights over my own book and can draw lines through the boring stuff that they've drawn out under my supervision. Yeah, they offered to help me. I stood back and watched them polish up some of the technical data. But ultimately, whether or not that makes it into my book is my decision. Now, they didn't like that. They wanted it to be their decision of the help that they offered and what of it would make it into my book. Now, they don't get that option. That was never an option on offer to them. So they decided to steal from me to make that an option available to them. It never was and never will be. So what goes into my book is down to me. It's going to have my name on it and my name on it alone. Now, fortunately, along that process of help, I documented every last bit of it so that you can see where the help came from. And originally I'd suggested that they get credit in the book, which they agreed to. Now, after the fact, they've wanted more. Like anybody you give an inch to, they want a mile. Now, in this instance, they rolled the dice after offering their help and lost everything. Now, that's not my fault. I'm the victim here. Now, can I negate this problem? Yeah, no worries. I'll get over it. Are they backstabbing, thieving, scumbag bastards? Yeah, definitely. Will they get what they want? No, definitely not. Will they attempt to abuse their so-called help in the future? Maybe. That definitely won't work out well for them either, having got my ducks in a line. But I'll hold my head up high, and I will publish a book that will be outstanding, that I'll have gone over in the final draft to make sure it's 100% as I want it. Not how some tosser wants it. Not how some guy with his little bow and arrow wants it. How I want it. Yeah? Feeling that you've given enough help to suddenly usurp the author isn't how this is going to work. At all. All they've done is cause delays. Constant delays. And they've cost me money. That's what they've achieved. So that they could usurp me for a swan song? So that the audience is clear. They didn't give a tiniest shit how you, the audience, or the people on the panel felt about how betrayed they are as a result of them doing this because they wanted to walk away. What do you think swan song means? Yeah, they wanted their mark on my book so they could bugger off and still be remembered. Well, one of them, I can't even remember his name. He's so inconsequential. Yeah? Can't even be developed into a character in my book. Now, the other guy definitely is a thieving bastard character. Yeah? Like the villain in the story. The one who betrays the author. Now that's juicy. Yeah, sex my book right up. Mae West would be blushing.
Let me fix it. I understand the problem. I found the comment. So he says, "This is NJ Appboy. I ask you to reconsider and look at all the facts." He said, "Admits his role was supervisory only. That's your mistake. He wasn't only supervising, and the words in the book are QEs. Projection is crazy."
Right, let's just get that straight. The words in the 5th draft, you mean, that they offered to help me with. There is no book. It'll be a book when I, the author, say I am happy with my book. That's when it'll be a book. But the draft that they helped with has got their words that they offered to help me with. Shocking. Yeah, they offered to help with their words in the 5th draft. Not a book. Yeah? It's not been published and you're going, oh, look at all these words from QE in Nathan's book. Even if it was, they offered to help in an editorial capacity and then took on more than they'd agreed to. That's their bad. If they didn't want to do all that work on the 5th draft they've subsequently stolen because they are thieving bastard parasites, then they didn't have to. What they did instead was lie continuously about helping me and then stole the so-called help. That wasn't help. That was parasites, thieving bastards who lied about helping. So let's get that clear. Not in my book. I'll decide what goes in my book. And the process of their help has been accurately recorded, documented and published. So if there's any ambiguity about the help they offered, I'll refer to the published information that shows exactly how it went down during that drafting process. But let's make it absolutely clear. What goes into my book is my decision and my decision alone. It's going to have my name on it. Not my name and some thieving, scheming, lying shit stain. No, his name's never going to make it onto my book. Because what is he? A parasite that wants to walk away after 6 years in the community because he's bored. And he doesn't care how you perceive him. That's a thieving shite. He doesn't care because he thought he held all the cards. Well, you can't publish anything if I've got this Word document. Wrong, you moron. That would be quantum shit for brains. The moron who thought he had a really strong hand while he demanded money and percentages, only to lie to everyone around him. Oh, we didn't want money. If, future tense, we got to speak to Nathan, having ignored him dozens of times, then we would have, future tense, told him that we don't, future tense, want money that we demanded from him. Lying bastards. So we're clear, this lying bastard who helped me with a draft will go down in history as a lying, thieving, scheming scumbag named John Stunyer. Because that's exactly what it is. A thieving, scheming, lying shit stain. And I'll make that absolutely clear in my book. Now, would I have been eternally grateful for the help they offered on the 6th draft as I went through it and drew lines through things I found boring? Yeah, I'd still thank them for the help. But they decided that their help on a draft was their authorship of my book. Wrong, morons. Incorrect. Now you find out that you've got no cards. You've got a Word document of my 5th draft. That's all you've got. Don't plagiarise it, though. No, no, no. I've documented the entire process. Go and check for yourself. Anyway, that's enough about books. The book is going to be a story of how everybody in this panel knows for sure and without a doubt that the Earth is flat, based on how we measure it. Like this on screen. When we talk about how Earth gets measured, in the future of Flat Earth debate, we'll be referencing people who make these measurements. Not the lying scumbag shit-stained ballers who are just as bad as my former, now fired editors who felt oh so high and mighty while they were helping me with a draft. No, like the ballers, the lying shit-stains that they are, don't need our attention anymore. We can turn our backs on them. There are plenty of people out there measuring what's on screen here. That would be an elevation angle measurement from surface level to the sun. Now, we can go back in history and look at Al-Biruni or Aristophanes doing it. So do you think we need some dickhead with a fake name who's alleged to be in Antarctica failing to use a tripod in the case of Dave Twangles McKeegan? No, we don't need to use these Muppets. There's plenty of actual people building things, surveying things, mapping things, charting things, flying things, sailing in things that use these measurements. We'll just refer to them. We don't need to engage with the twats that get all of the views from flat earth searches directed to them. We can go to the actual heart of the sources that measure Earth flat. Don't need hostile witnesses when we've got perfectly pleasant witnesses that we can go to. And what happens when we've done it in the past? We go to some navigation video where there's a perfectly pleasant chappie talking about how he measures Earth flat. And then suddenly he gets inundated by wanker, scumbag, shit-stained ballers, telling him he needs to put a disclaimer under his video about even though he's measured Earth flat, it doesn't mean it's flat, it's actually still a ball. Tell him in your comment section, tell him in the info box. So who's going to get the harassment? Not me. Now I'm going to turn my back on all of these ballers that get all of the searches I should be getting directed at them. I'll just go straight to the sources. Again, credit where credit's due, one Deck's idea. Why are we dealing with these wankers? Don't need to. There's plenty of people who measure Earth flat. Don't need you dickheads anymore.
Well, that's going to be a one-page book then. Jeez.
What do you mean that's going to be a one-page book? I can interweave the journey of discovery that was describing how ball-shaped you came to appreciate Earth wasn't. So yesterday I talked about Robin Poe. Year 1, Flat Earth. Interview 2, Flat Earth UK. And that interview was with my first ever commenter. So after waking my wife up and telling her Earth's flat from listening to a Math Powerland video, because it played on autoplay after Thomas Sheridan, I then decided I wanted to, like a lot of other people who didn't know anything about the subject, broadcast this amazing revelation that Earth was flat. So my wife and I set up a hangout. And who's in the chat? Robin Poe, the only chat commenter, talking about her revelation and how she wanted to discuss it with me. So second interview in Flat Earth UK, Robin Poe. What's she telling me? How she realised that there isn't any Earth curve with a 100-mile plus flat Earth horizontal measurement. Now, as I slip that into the discussion with hindsight on my side and 10 or 11 years of experience under my belt, I can interweave how originally we were led to believe that we need to talk about how Earth curve fails. No, we don't. We can talk about how the measurement is flat. To describe 100 plus miles, you need a flat, linear, horizontal distance measurement to do it with. Miles. And that's what she did. Now, she didn't realise that just by saying the horizontal flat Earth measured distance, that's all you needed. She, like I, was under the misapprehension that she needed to go through how Earth curve wasn't there, how it wasn't obscuring her view. Well, it wasn't obscuring the view. She got a data link up from the transceiver she was using to the original source transmitter over 100 miles away. And that's just facts. What was the distance measurement? Flat and horizontal. So in reality, you don't need a revelation that there's no curve in the way. But that's how we were led to believe we needed to argue about this 10 years ago. Now I'm saying all measurements of Earth are flat. Ergo, we can go to any source we choose. We've been ushered to deal with our detractors, to deal with the Simon Dans and the Craigs and the Twangles McKeegans. That's how we've been ushered into debate, so that it's us versus them. Well, no, we're going to make it them versus everyone who measures Earth, because everyone measures Earth flat. And we'll be referencing them, not the lies and deceit of our detractors and opponents who get all the flat Earth inquiries and searches forwarded towards them. No, we don't need to deal with them anymore. They're scumbags too. But your average Joe's just measuring Earth flat, nonchalant, doesn't even care, doesn't even think about it. Can have us utilise them as our citations and references. Perfectly pleasant people can then see how they will inevitably get attacked by our opponents, because they'll be the ones that we reference. Here's a guy measuring an elevation angle off a flat Earth. He's describing it in this video. Let's talk about it. What do you think the Simon Dans of this world are going to do? Come and tell me I'm wrong when I'm referencing some casual observer of the world who's run a tape measure over it? No, I don't think so. I think they'll have to go and attack the source rather than me, if they choose to. In which case, the guy who's getting browbeaten, or girl that's getting browbeaten by your Simon Dans and your Craig McNeils, they're not going to be annoyed at me. I'm going to big them up rather than get annoyed about the lies that we have to unpick and say, here's a guy measuring Earth flat, check it out. And that's what we'll be covering. And if the reactionary opponents want to go and address the source material, it'll all be flat. There's no exceptions to that. Go ahead, Neil.
I like that direction you just took it in. So instead of pointing out how much Earth curve is not there, we're going to go in the front foot and point out you're using a flat Earth for that. You realize it, right? You could do that with everything.
Yeah, and we will. Shout out to One Deck. He's proving to be invaluable of recent days. Not just a poet, but a very excellent sage counsel that he's provided. And poetry.
Yeah, One Deck is ace.
Yeah, he is. You are all ace. And Simon Dan's ace. And Twangles McKeegan's ace. I mean, I might call him fugly because he's seriously heinous to look at. But, I mean, he's still cool, right? He's measuring Earth flat. It's just I don't need him and his incompetence with his tripod when there's people who are more capable and do it for a living and will put those flat Earth prerequisite elevation angle measurements into practical effect. So why reference idiots who don't know how to use tripods? No need. Why reference somebody that's going to scream over the top of me about guns when I'm pointing out how they measure Earth flat? Do we need to deal with these dicks? No, I don't think we do. Where are the guns, Nathan? Where are the guns? Can you hear that?
Trying to deflect with measurements.
Tried to deflect to measurements. That's what he said. He tried to deflect to measurements. No. In a discussion about Earth, I tried to deflect to the measurements. Outrageous. How dare I? Well, I'll give you a flat Earth for that. So that's the direction that I intend to take it. If I don't die
I can't
first.
wait. It's going to be great.
Good.
I said I can't wait. Then it's going to be great. And these things happen. So we all know one thing: when we finally get it in our hands, it's going to be a good book. It's going to be a book that you could read and pass on or buy for somebody.
Hopefully so. I mean, I think it will definitely benefit from having a bit of interjection from my better half, because she's a woman and she reads a lot of books. So from that point of view alone, she's going to want to make it a, as she puts it, page turner, make it more accessible to more people and make it more interesting to read. You're like, well, you're right, Neil. Could I summarise the entire argument in a page? Probably. I mean, it would take some effort to condense it down that much, but I could pretty much summarise it in a page. Now, what have you got to add to that? Well, I've got 10 years of experience and anecdotal accounts of us being led down the garden path of arguing for how Earth's not a sphere. And apparently that's what flat earthers do, tell you how non-spherical Earth is, so that the spherical believers can tell you how spherical it actually is and overcome your non-spherical arguments. And back and forth you go, not achieving anything. Well, everybody uses flat Earth measurements, nobody's highlighting. Well, I can anecdotally detail that process from start to finish with loads of interesting characters that have come and gone past my path as that has happened. Well, that's what I can do. I can offer something that's intriguing to read. There's going to be plenty of characters in there that definitely get a mention, Some more interesting than others, some more boring than others, right? That won't make the pages because they're just dull. I've mentioned a couple already.
Yeah, the book, your show is, it still is. I mean, people set their schedules to it, and your show's a page turner. So might as well make the book a page turner where people want to read more and more. So yeah, I think we're okay.
And when the film comes out, it'll be an eye opener.
I don't know what Iron 26 is saying. Episode 2213 live at 2 hours 11 minutes. Check it later. Episode 2213. Someone chat for a minute while I write that down. Thank you for the super chat, Iron 26. I don't have no idea what you're referencing, but I will check it later. 2213, 2 hours 11. I'll write it down on a note.
Is that the show 2213?
Yeah, he's saying 2213 live as opposed to uncut and after show, so that I don't start looking for the wrong timestamp. And then he's given me an exact timestamp. I love that when it's an exact timestamp with an exact show number with the type of show, i.e. live, 2213 and 2 hours 11 minutes. Perfect, Iron 26. Because I'll go straight to whatever it is he's referencing and know immediately what he wants me to look at. And so will someone else, I'm sure, who'll get there before me. But thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I've had to buy more microphones. I had to beg my mother for a bit of money, like a little float, so I can buy more stuff. And initially I gave some of it to my wife to start transcribing. But then, you know who you are, the people who've given me PayPals over the last couple of days, thank you so much. Every penny of it's been given straight to my wife, so that she's not in any way motivated to take the overtime or whatever it is her employer's given her. She like I, works part-time. She works in the mornings. Like now, I work in the afternoons. Although I do tend to get stuff done straight away as soon as I wake up and all through the morning as well. But depending on who's taking what kid to what class, it's always the case that one of us is either working or taking kids to lessons and things. So she, like I say, does her customer service bit in the morning. I do my YouTubing bit in the afternoon. So we're both part-time. But it means that there is the option for her to increase her income by doing overtime, by doing whatever it is she does, right? Incentive work, she calls it. Anyway, so that is not the case, and at any given opportunity or spare time that she may get, she's more motivated to transcribe videos, so I can then start working on the 6th draft. I mean, I can't, I've got to twiddle my thumbs till we've got the 5th draft, but she's motivated to do so, and I can put her in that position because of the people who've been so generous via PayPal. So several people have sent me, not massive amounts, but 60, 70, 80. I think one person sent me £100. Those sorts of amounts, and it makes a massive amount of difference to motivating my wife to do work and get us back on track. And she's essentially just a copy typist in the process, but she sticks The Simpsons on and gets on with it. So I'm very grateful to her, and I'm grateful to be in a position to do exactly that. That's to say, no, don't take any overtime. I'll give you this PayPal. She's very shrewd. She was like, just give me whatever PayPals you get. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll agree to that. And they're normally like 10 quid or 20 quid, and then suddenly they're like 70 or 80 quid. And she's like, gimme. Very sensible girl. Yeah, so I'm just moreover, who cares what the amounts are? It's obviously I'm grateful to them for the amounts that people are giving me, but what I mean is I don't care what I'm giving my wife in that regard. It's all in the same household. It's just she is now sincerely motivated to get me properly back on track with my book, which I'm very pleased about.
You're
It
writing a
will
book?
take a while. Yeah, whoever that was.
Are you writing a book?
Just Len. Go ahead, one more time, Len.
How about a supporters page on your book where people chip in to get the name in there? It'll cost you nothing to do, and it'll generate a bit of quick money for you.
Maybe that's certainly an option. I mean, for the now, I'm more keen to just carry on as is, and that is not do anything beyond just my wife's copy typing, and then I can kind of assess what to do when she tells me, wouldn't it be good if you had an anecdote about X? And she's done that 2 or 3 times so far, and I will come back to your point, Len. The thing that I found is it's far easier than I first anticipated. Which is like, why don't you give me an anecdote about Martin? Why don't you give me an anecdote about Robin? Why don't you give me an anecdote about Mass Powerland? I'm like, yeah, okay. And I can just crap that anecdote out on my iPad during one of my kids' lessons really easily. Because it's my experience. So it's easy to describe those things. And obviously I've got the mindset of, how can I link this back to the Flat Earth prerequisite? And like when I go through the comments, the Flat Earth prerequisite is always really obvious the second you get to it. So Robin Poe I've covered already on this live show, right? The 100 plus mile distance, it's a flat earth horizontal distance measurement. So while I'm talking about the ball earth relinquishment of my interviewee, in this case Robin Poe, I can intertwine that with hints of where the book is going to be leading by just saying it. This flat earth prerequisite horizontal linear distance measurement of 100 plus miles. You see what I mean? It's easy to weave in the current rhetoric in the same way that you want to stop people in their tracks when they're ballers because they want to use a flat earth measurement and say, well, I'm not talking about the ground. I mean, when I measure the ground with a horizontal, I don't mean the ground. You're like, yeah, you do. You don't have to like it. You can go to that hard place where you deny your own measurement. But ultimately, you, we, everyone, anyone who is measuring Earth requires it to be flat. So it's dead easy to see these things as I reminisce about the past experiences and interviews that I've done with various different anti-ballers as they were at the time. We didn't know we were anti-ballers. We were told that's what a flat earther is. But we weren't. We were anti-globers.
Why do you think it requires the Earth to be flat? Why do you think it wouldn't work if the Earth was a ball?
Say again?
Why do you think it requires the Earth to be flat to measure distances? Do you think it wouldn't work if the Earth was a ball?
It's just a fact. That's what the distance measurements are.
It's just a fact.
Yes. You never used a map?
So if I take 10 steps in one direction,
Have you ever
I have
used a map?
So how does
Third
map
time. Have you ever used a map?
mean that the Earth is a ball?
Have you ever used
Yes,
a map?
I have used a map.
Have you ever
I've
seen the
answered this
scale
like
on
3
that
times
map?
now.
Have you ever seen it? Why are you chatting through me?
I'm answering
Nervous?
your question.
Nervous?
No, I'm not nervous.
Did you see the scale on the map that you used?
Yes, I've
Was it
seen
bendy?
scales on maps.
Yes, so was it bendy?
No,
So it's flat then?
it's the scale's a straight line.
Yeah, so like a horizontal linear measurement when you're talking about miles then.
No, I usually hold maps upright.
So
The maps
you're
can
saying
the,
because
you know,
you
the
hold
scale
the
can
map
be,
upright,
going in a
you
different direction.
scale the world. Mate, you don't need to chat through me while you're nonsensical drivel about holding a map up.
Oh, I'm sorry. The beginning of your.
Yo, wanker, I'm talking, not you. I'm pointing out how stupid and idiotic it is to offer me a rebuttal that you hold the map upright when describing horizontal linear distances as per the scale on the map. You just seem to be chatting through me like that's going to somehow overcome my demonstrable fact of horizontal linear miles on maps.
Go ahead.
I did. What I did was I took a giant steaming shit on you suggesting that, what, miles aren't a horizontal linear distance? Now you're again talking through me, demonstrably proving beyond all doubt how miles are utilised when we use a map.
I'm not talking through you. Okay. But so your
Do
argument
it again
now is
and I'll
that because
remove
maps,
you. Let's
maps
get
are
that
flat
clear.
and maps have a.
If you talk through me
scale on them,
one
and the
more
scale is a
time,
straight
I
line.
will remove you from the discussion. Is that clear?
Oh, boo-hoo.
So, bye-bye, coward. Run like a bitch.
No, I'm
Are
here.
you
I'm still here.
serious? That was Mez. I gave him the outline of how to have a conversation with you yesterday, and he failed? Really?
So, Mez,
Fail.
you understand now that the distance on a map is horizontal, flat, linear, not curving. You understand that now, right?
I understand that like maps are flat, like paper maps.
No, the scale, the miles on the maps that are used to negotiate the territory are flat, horizontal, linear for the distance measurements on the map. Second time.
Yeah, I mean the scale.
Yeah.
The scale is that's the flat line.
So you understand that we measure miles flat then?
No, like what does that?
No. Well, are you a retard? You just conceded 25 seconds ago.
No, because a map is
so
flat,
you're
that
saying they
doesn't mean the Earth is
curve. So
flat.
you're saying that miles on maps
aren't
curve.
reality.
Miles on maps curve, or are they horizontal, flat, and linear?
No, well, a map isn't real.
Stuttery. They are flat.
Yeah, maps are flat.
Yeah, like the miles and the scale on the map that you seem to be saying no to now after conceding 25, 30 seconds ago.
Well, you're talking about a map.
Yeah, and the horizontal linear scales on them for the mile measurements.
Right.
Right, so Earth is measured flat with miles as per the scale on maps then. You said no.
Right.
Right, so you stupid retard ball-believing numpty. Yeah, Earth is measured flat with miles, and now he's talking through me.
You're screaming at me, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, I'll scream at you. You're a retard who's talking through me.
Okay.
Yeah, now you're clearing your throat
maps are
through
real
me and
life?
saying okay over the top of me. Wanker. Yeah, miles are flat as per the scales on maps that you rebutted me by saying I hold the map up. Now, that's a kind of fucking retard response, isn't it, Mez?
Maps are flat as per the scale on maps.
Yeah, that's just repeating
Or
what
miles
I've just
flat.
said to you. I said your rebuttal was to say you held it up, and that makes you a fucking retard. Do you understand?
Yeah, well, the line on the map, that's like dependent on the orientation of the map. So
And you're saying that the ground is suddenly orientated vertically if you hold the map up, because that was your response. Third time I've put your own rebuttal to you, you fucking retard.
no, what?
No! So your retarded rebuttal was stupid then, you dumbass. That's why you're getting shouted
However
at.
you understood it to
That's
me
why you're
was
getting shouted
stupid.
at, because you're a retard. Your retarded rebuttal
okay,
is
it's
why
okay.
you're getting shouted at, you stupid retard. Yeah, laugh it up, retard. Your rebuttal was to say you hold the map up. It doesn't change the horizontal linear
No.
flat distances as per the scale. That's how we measure miles.
The point is,
No, it's a point.
point is the
while
map
I'm in the middle of rebutting
real
your
life.
stupid nonsense that you're going to talk through me.
you're not rebutting.
That's
You're
not
kind of just
gonna fly,
spewing some verbal
you
diarrhea.
stupid retard.
Okay.
Yeah, so miles are horizontal, linear, flat, as per the map.
Okay.
Okay, you said no twice, you dumbass. Why do you think I'm shouting at you? You seem to be contradicting yourself. 2 minutes ago, you said no. Now it's okay. Cat
No,
got
you
your
just
tongue,
can't- You're
dumbass.
saying a lot of nonsense. Like,
Not a load of nonsense. Flat Earth, horizontal, linear miles as per the scales on maps. That's not nonsense. You saying that, well, a rebuttal is to hold the map up linear and vertical, that's somehow a response. No, that's a dumbass. That's going to get you shouted at, and I am going to shout at you. You're an idiot. You said
okay.
no.
Oh dear.
You said no, and now you're saying okay.
Well, I don't think you're really going to like listen and accept anything that's being said to you. So
Well, you said no, and then you said okay. Those two things are in contradiction. Should I accept your contradiction?
no. What you said is
What, stuttery bitch? No, what? What you did was contradict yourself, you dumbass retard, and now you're getting shouted at for it.
No, if you want to believe that, then okay.
No, you said
But it's
it
not
was not horizontal, linear, flat as per the scale. Then when clarifying it, after your crap rebuttal that you hold maps up, you said okay. Now, you're saying I don't accept your contradictions. No, I don't. I do not accept a retard globe believer's contradictions when confirming that we absolutely measure the miles with the scale flat and horizontal as per miles.
You don't accept it. That's okay.
No, I do accept it. That's what they are, measured flat. That's what a mile is.
No, you don't accept the contradiction, whatever you think it is.
But the contradiction is you saying no and yes simultaneously. That's just you being a fucking retard.
No, no.
No, stuttery, yes. That's you being a stuttery, stammery, contradictory retard, and you're getting shouted at for being a stuttery, stammery, contradictory retard whose only rebuttal was to say you held the map up. That was the best you had to offer, you stupid clown. Now you're talking through me.
Well, I'm trying to tell you some information, but you're not really like listening.
I don't.
You're kinda
No, I
just
don't need to
shouting.
listen to you tell me anything. I've told you that the distance on a map is flat and horizontal. You've said okay, in spite of saying no. That's a contradiction that we're not going to
Yeah, it's
fly
okay.
past.
You can stay
Now you're
ignorant.
talking
That's
through me
fine.
again like a bitch. Yeah. So okay.
Well, I'm sorry you get your panties in a
Okay,
twist and you're getting
so
really
it's
emotional. but-
okay. The horizontal, flat,
Whatever.
linear distances as you chat skank straight through the middle of me. Is it okay or is it no?
Is it okay? What?
The horizontal, flat, linear distance used on the scales on maps. 6th time.
The horizontal flat linear distance on maps.
Yes. 7th time.
I mean, miles are a linear distance. Are they horizontal? Kinda.
Kinda. Retard
Kinda.
much. Wow, that sounds like a semi-concession of how flat miles are. Yeah, like on the scale on the map,
No,
you dumbass.
well, you know,
that
the
said.
Earth has
Now you're
terrain
chatting
either
through
way.
me. Now you're talking through me, you little bitch. You want to laugh out loud again? Kinda.
Jeez.
Kinda horizontal. I'm seeking
Well, you
clarification.
seem
You
to be
said
appealing that
kinda.
because maps are
Now
flat.
you're just talking while I talk because you're a bitch. So you said kinda, your response was kinda, I asked you to clarify your kinda, and now you're just chatting straight through the middle of me. Kinda?
Look,
No, they are.
Please stop with the meta. Stop getting emotional. Can we just like talk about?
Bitch! You stupid fucking retard, dumbass, globe-believing wanker. They are horizontal, they're not kinda horizontal.
Wah, wah.
So your response is wow, wow, wow. Is that the best you got? Let's just clarify for the audience. This dipshit globe believer's getting on my last nerve as he chat skanks straight through the middle of me. The distances are horizontal, they're linear, they're flat, like the map scale. Now this chat skank wanker has said maybe, yes, okay, and no to that fact. That's what we've got from him so far.
Right. Let's see if we can find some common
Let's
ground.
stutter like a little
Maps
bitch.
are-
Let's stutter.
Maps are a
Let's
representation
stutter, shall
of
we?
the Earth.
Shall we let's stutter?
Yeah.
No, let's not.
Let's stutter and let's see if we can agree on some common ground.
I've
So,
already got
maps
an
are a
agreement from
representation
you.
of the Earth.
I've already got an
Are you
agreement
happy
from
to
you.
accept that?
Okay, it's kind of horizontal. No, it is horizontal.
Sure.
Sure. So Earth is measured flat. The best concession we can get out of this dumbass retard globe believer is okay, sure. Yeah, that's right. We've got horizontal, linear, flat Earth miles as per the scale on maps. Okay, sure. Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. So my job's here done. Earth is measured flat.
We haven't really gotten to the bottom of that. So you've given.
No, we have. We've got to the bottom of it. We got to the bottom of the flat Earth linear horizontal measurements that, okay, sure, are horizontal flat Earth measurements. Yes, these are demonstrable facts. It doesn't matter if you say you hold the map up. It's still going to be a horizontal linear flat Earth measurement of miles.
You asked if the scale was horizontal, but like the scale on the map, that's the physical thing on a map that I'm holding. So that depends on the orientation of the physical map that you're holding. The
So
physical
you're back
map.
to your first crappy rebuttal. So now the rebuttal is, this is affected by whether or not I hold the map up. So you're saying if I hold the map up vertically, it suddenly changes that the scale on the map that's corresponding to the ground that you're navigating with a horizontal, linear, flat Earth measurement of miles. That'll change that, will it? No, that's why you got shouted at and called a spastic. Because absolutely, without question, how you hold the friggin' map won't make any difference to how horizontal, linear and flat that mile measurement on the scale of the flat map is. That will never change.
We don't
You
maps-
stupid idiot
don't-
who's talking straight
maps
through
don't
me.
measure
because he
things,
can't
represent
cope
things.
with being wrong. You're just wrong, dumbass.
You're saying a lot of
you
nonsense,
dumbass
like I've got to
globe skank.
interject.
Dumbass globe skank, chat skanking straight through the middle of me. No, you're just wrong, dumbass.
Okay.
Not okay. You're a fucking retard and you're getting shouted at because you're a dumb, globe-believing retard who feels that holding a map up will change how flat and linear miles are. You dumbass.
Can the very smart.
Why are you asking me something, you stupid retard? Miles demonstrably show how flat Earth is measured.
Just miles? Just the existence of miles?
The measurement of Earth in miles are flat and horizontal. It's the 8th time. Are you dense?
Right, but like I.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah, right. Not no. Right. Yeah, Earth is measured flat with miles. Right. Yeah, I am.
Huh?
Ninth
Like I asked
time.
at the start of
Dumbass.
this,
Huh?
before you had your
Huh?
meltdown. Do you believe
Huh?
that the Earth...
Huh? Earth is measured flat with miles. Horizontal linear flat Earth measurement as per the scale on a map. That is 10 fucking times. Are you retarded?
I've heard your funny...
You're stuttering through me,
But do
you
you
little
think
bitch.
you can actually-
You're going to stutter straight through the middle of me rather than accept the 10th fucking time of having this explained to you, you abject retard.
I'm trying to get some information out of
Are
you. You just keep chanting.
Very
through me.
high-pitched. Are you?
Yeah.
No, I've already gone through it with you 10 times, you retard.
You haven't gone through anything at all. You've given me maps, and you said that because maps represents the Earth using miles, or miles with a scale,
So do you want
this
to
means
string
that
a
the
proper
Earth is
sentence
flat?
together? You seem to be struggling
What
to string a full
are you
sentence
talking
together.
about?
Do you want to try again and string that full sentence together in a coherent English language manner? Do you want to try again?
Okay, so your argument
You're
so far
stuttery.
seems
Do
to
you
be
want to
that
try and
because
do
we
it without
have
stuttering?
maps-
Try again. Third attempt. Try not
because we
stuttering.
have maps, and maps represent the Earth, and they have a scale, and this scale is based on miles. This means that the Earth is flat because miles are a linear distance.
Well done! It only took 11 attempts with a complete retard talking through me. That's right, abject spastic! Well done! We measure Earth flat with miles. It only took a retard 11 attempts. Well done.
Say.
Well, you just
So
chatting
your
straight through
argument
the
seems to
middle
be
of
that
me.
because
You're just chatting
maps
straight
are
through the middle of
flat,
me. I just told
that the
you,
Earth is flat?
when you chat straight through the middle of me, I will remove you. Now I've done it 11 fucking times.
Oh,
You
dear.
think that you're still going to
Boo-hoo.
get to chat straight through the middle of me?
Yes, you're very angry and you talk a lot.
Sorry, that's not a rebuttal. Meanwhile, Earth is measured flat with miles. That's 12 times I've gone through it. Now, this guy is too dumb to understand it, and his only line of defence is to chat straight through the middle of everything
No, my
I
only
say.
line of defence
Like
is
he's
to
doing
question
right
you
this
about this
second.
assertion
That's
that
a
because
chat
maps are
skank,
flat, the
chat
Earth has to be
skanking
flat, but you
straight
don't
through the
really
middle
seem
of
to
my
be willing
12th
to answer any questions
rendition.
about it.
All
It's
he's
almost like
doing
your
is
argument's very
chatting
poor.
straight through the middle of him. So I think the audience is going to agree with me that I have no option as the host of this show but to remove this
Oh,
retard
dear.
who cannot shut his mouth
I'm sorry
while
that
I'm
your 10
talking.
viewers will,
He's still
agree
doing
with
it to this second. I've told him. I've warned him multiple times. He's now laughing through the top of me, pointing out that 12 times I've pointed out I got an unimpeded concession from him on the 11th attempt, but he still feels necessary
No, that wasn't a
to chat, and he's
concession.
still
That
doing
was
it
just
now.
me
That's him talking straight through the
restating
middle
your
of me.
argument
I
towards
haven't
you.
taken breath or pause
To make
but
sure
this
we both
utter
understand
wanker who's about to get removed feels that his only line of attack is to talk through me. No, wanker.
You're talking
Now
over
you're
me
going to
right
get
now.
removed,
What are
and
you doing?
justifiably so, because you cannot shut your fucking mouth while I talk. So piss off, get out of my show. You're not going to hijack my show by talking through me when I've given you fair warning. So piss off.
Nice, chill.
He can't. He cannot fucking cope. So bye-bye, you've
That's
been
not-
server muted. You can't behave yourself, so piss off.
And that's not what you said, because maps are flat, Earth is flat. That's not what was said. Stop misrepresenting. You wasted 4 hours yesterday, and we know that you're a 24/7 troll. We got the word on you, Mez.
You're going to try and
You're
behave
just having
yourself?
a
If I
hard
take you
time
off server
coping.
mute, you're going to behave yourself and not talk straight through the middle of me?
I'm sorry, King Nathan. I'll be quiet. Went off.
Good. That's the level of respect I expect. Yes, you may call me King Nathan. Refer to me as King Nathan from now on, or I'll remove you for being sarcastic.
Distances are
Now he's just
represented in
chatting straight
miles.
through me again. What a
What?
wanker. Yeah, I haven't finished talking, and I can hear your voice while I'm talking, which means that
Okay, sorry.
you have now done
Continue.
it again, second time in this sentence. Coward. That'd be dead air. Now we've got dead air. Good
Oh.
chance that second I start talking, Maz will start talking again. So, Maz, yeah, like you just explained in nice, clear, concise terms without stuttering or stammering, yeah, Earth's measured flat with miles, like on the maps. That's correct. You got it after 11 attempts. Well done, you. You're a moron.
No, that wasn't me like getting it. That was just me restating your argument back to you.
Oh, so you
Make sure we both
disagree then?
understand it.
So you disagree with that statement of
Yes,
absolute
I disagree.
fact? I'm
I
trying to ask
disagree
you a
with the
question and you're
conclusion.
answering before I finish the sentence. You're talking through me, in other words. It's because you're a coward and you can't cope. So, coward, I'll try again.
If I
Let's
was a
see if
coward, I
can
wouldn't be here.
No, I can't get the first 3 words out without him talking this time. I'll try a
Fucking
fourth
Christ.
time, then I will remove you permanently. You won't come back to the conversation. I'll try again. So
That's
you
fine.
disagree with the horizontal, linear, flat Earth miles used on maps when navigating the terrain, then? You disagree?
No, I disagree that the conclusion that you are drawing from this is that the Earth has to be
It's not a
flat.
conclusion, it's a measurement.
Yeah, so you have a distance,
Yeah.
like from point A
Yeah,
to point
like
B.
the distance
you
is a
represent
measurement.
that as
That's
1
right.
mile,
It's not a
whatever.
conclusion or an argument.
But just because
It's
you...
not a conclusion.
Hold on, please.
Not listening. Not hold on. It's not a conclusion or an argument. It's a statement of absolute fact.
Right.
Yeah,
so
right. So miles are flat. It's not a conclusion to a debate. It's a statement of absolute fact that I'm asking if you disagree with.
What I disagree with is that the conclusion that you are
I
drawing...
say it again, he's deaf. What a retard. Not a conclusion, a measurement. Me stating a measurement isn't in need of conclusion. It's a statement of fact. 5th time.
What you're measuring is a distance. Or the,
Yeah,
or the
horizontal.
measurement that you're referring to is
That's
a
correct.
distance.
Correct. A horizontal, linear, flat Earth distance. Correct.
Right. Well, when you call it...
Right, so it's a measurement then. We get these little stuttery little rights every time I point out how Earth gets measured flat. We get it right. And then a quick attempt to move on to something that isn't a concession. No, there's no concession here. I'm spitting facts about how Earth gets measured with miles. It's not up for debate. It's not a need of conclusion at the end of it. It's a
Of course it's up for
statement
debate.
of fact that you're yammering through in an attempt to try and overcome. There's nothing to overcome. It's a statement of fact. 7th time.
With the fact that we measure distances, that's a statement of fact.
Horizontally.
Okay? But you
We
can measure
them
distances
horizontally.
around a curve.
We measure them horizontally.
No, you can measure them vertically. You can measure them bendy.
So we're measuring the ground that we navigate. Is this just me, or is this wanker retard holding his map up and saying we do it vertically? No. When we navigate the ground with a horizontal, linear, flat Earth measurement, that's not a debate. It's not something that needs a conclusion. It's a statement of absolute fact. We're not doing that horizontally. We're doing it along the ground. But it seems that the globe defender has only one path available. Well, not if we're doing it horizontally. Well, if you're doing it horizontally, you'll be doing it axiomatically perpendicular to a flat plane of reference also. Verticals directly tied to a plane of reference also. So yeah, if you're doing it vertically, like up a mountain, then you'll need a plane of reference also. You'll still need a flat Earth to be doing it vertically. Statement of fact. Not
No, you don't.
I haven't
You just need a
finished.
baseline.
Statement of fact.
Fucking
Not
Christ.
statement of fact, not up for debate. Vertically is axiomatically tied to a plane of reference if you're describing the ground.
No, vertical is dependent on the direction of gravity.
So when utilising perpendiculars, you don't think that's directly tied to a plane of reference?
No, well, perpendicular is just perpendicular to something else. 90 degrees to something else.
What, like
So horizontal
heights?
is perpendicular to vertical. Vertical is perpendicular to horizontal.
Yeah, like heights.
And you can
elevations.
establish vertical
heights.
with a plumb bob.
3rd time. Like heights.
Like heights.
Yes. Altitudes, elevations, heights. Off surface level.
Yeah, that would be on a vertical
Yeah!
axis.
Would that be that little stuttery, stammery globe
Fucking
bitch going,
Christ.
yeah? Yeah, that's right. When we're describing verticals, they're axiomatically tied to a plane of reference. They're perpendicular to surface level. Yeah. Do you want to make it nice and clear when you say yeah next time rather than just stuttering it out a little bit hesitantly? Do you want to just make it a bit more clear next time? Yeah. Axiomatically tied to a vertical. You've got to have a plane of reference. Cat got your tongue, bitch.
No, you don't have to have a plane of reference.
Oh, do we not? So when we're not measuring off
It's just a
surface level,
distance
we're
from
not
something.
measuring off surface level then. We're not measuring with respect to sea level for altitudes then.
Yeah, so altitude...
Yeah! Would that be a stuttery, globe-believing spastic agreeing with me again? He's got no choice, ladies and gentlemen. He can only agree with me because axiomatically, perpendicular to sea level, perpendicular to surface level, is how Earth is measured. And this little bitch can say, yeah, and then quickly try and move on. But you notice I'm going on camera to make it abundantly clear that he cannot disagree with me in this regard. Even though he's trying to say that, oh no, we've got perpendicular to gravity. No, we're measuring from surface level. We're measuring from sea level. And yeah, I'm absolutely correct. Earth is measured flat for these axiomatic principles of Earth measurement.
So you're assuming that sea level is flat, but sea level...
No, sea level by definition is flat. That's what level means.
No, level means of equal altitude.
That also means flat. So by saying of equal altitude, I'll just do it for the audience's benefit so they can enjoy me teabagging you. Welcome to Flat Earth of equal altitude. Yeah, like flat, like surface level, like sea level. Yeah, absolutely. Welcome to Flat Earth. How do my balls taste?
So your assertion is that sea level is flat?
That it's level, flat, perpendicular to vertical. Yes, that's axiomatically what level means.
No, that is not axiomatic.
Without interrupting my end of my statement because you're a cow bitch. If it wasn't level, you couldn't have eye level
You're
parallel.
shouting over
And there's
everything
him
I'm saying.
interrupting again, so I'll have to close the line. This little bitch can't seem to cope with me describing axiomatic principles like eye level being parallel with.
I don't think you can cope
and
with
there
me,
he is for the third time in the
responding to
same
actual
sentence.
things that you're saying.
What a coward. Try again. If it's not
Coward?
level, you can't have eye level parallel with it, can you?
It doesn't need to be parallel.
Sorry, what eye level?
Our level would just be your distance from the Earth. Or
Yeah.
sea level.
We're parallel with surface level. Level, axiomatically, is directly tied to being parallel. That's what these words mean. They're axioms. That's why you can't get away from them. And when we're talking about surface level and eye level, we need these things to be axiomatically parallel with one another, or when a plane comes in for landing, he couldn't calculate the descent rate, could he?
I'm not sure how planes calculate the descent right. I know they've
Well, they
calculated
do it with a horizontal plane of reference and parallel eye level. That's how you do it. You do it with a triangle.
Oh, triangles. I love triangles.
Anyway, you stupid globe-believing fucktard, Earth's measured flat with horizontal linear distances on maps. And if it isn't surface level, sea level, then flights would be crashing because they wouldn't have a parallel eye level to calculate the descent with. Now, obviously, you're going to yammer through this because you're a spastic.
Is it my turn to talk now?
No, I'm telling you, not asking you. I'm not inviting you to talk to me at all. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Without having parallel eye level that you defied and described inaccurately as not being the case, you wouldn't have a descent rate calculable with a triangle with respect to the horizontal plane and horizontal linear flat distances that are used. Axiomatically, you said we didn't need parallel eye level. You are a retard. We absolutely unequivocally require these axiomatic principles, like eye level and surface level, remain parallel, or you cannot calculate a descent. That's the fourth time.
Eye level is just a height.
No, eye level's not a height measurement. Eye level's a parallel to surface level.
No, I didn't say it was a measurement. It's just a height.
Yeah, height's
So if you have sea
perpendicular
level,
to a plane
okay,
also.
and then your eye is...
Height is perpendicular to a plane also. That's what height is. It's altitude, measured off surface level.
Yes.
Already covered this.
Correct.
Dumbo. Yeah, correct. Yeah. Earth is measured flat for height. It's perpendicular to a plane of reference.
No, that is untrue. So now if you have like a ball, and then you have like another object some
Let's
distance
beg
from
the
the
question.
ball, if you imagine if the bigger ball, the first ball was
No, we
the
haven't got
Earth,
a ball. We
and your
wouldn't have
second ball,
surface
that was
level
your
or
eye.
sea level if we've got a ball.
Your eye level will be...
We haven't got a ball, or we wouldn't have surface level. Level isn't ball-shaped, you retard.
Level isn't ball-shaped.
No.
I disagree.
Surface level is not ball-shaped. Surface level is level.
How do you know?
There are no levels on a sphere. Spheres aren't level. You're begging the question of sphericity and then defying the axiomatic principle required. when measuring surface level on a flat map with flat horizontal linear distances, like for the parallel eye level used in flight for a descent with respect to a horizontal
you're begging
distance.
the question.
No,
of
it is
flatness.
interrupting me again while I go through this for the 7th
You
time.
talk a lot. I need to talk.
Yeah, I do. I talk a lot about how Earth's measured flat, and you defy this by saying if we've got a ball. We haven't. We've got surface level. Balls have no level, ever. Do you understand that, retard?
Balls have level.
Balls don't have levels. You're an idiot.
Yes, they do. If
A ball is defined by having no surface be level with any other part of the ball. You clown.
a liquid to sea, so we call it sea level.
Yeah, because it's level. Having no part
'cause it's
higher
of
or lower
equal
than another.
altitude.
Defying what
Equal
you
distance.
are automatically assuming when you say, if we have a ball. That's begging the question.
It's not begging the question.
Yeah, it is. It's assuming a ball when I've defied it with an axiomatic principle of surface level. You don't have a ball, or we wouldn't have surface level.
Of course we would have surface level on a ball.
No, you don't have level on balls. Are you a fucking retard? This is what we get, audience. Retards. Balls aren't level? Ooh, what a clown. You don't get levels on balls. So when you say, if we have a ball, that's begging the question of your ball belief, then you defy the axiomatic principle used with parallel, used with perpendicular, used with sea level. A ball won't afford you that when you beg the question of it.
No one's begging the question of a ball.
You are.
You're begging the question of flat Earth.
No, surface level isn't begging the question. We axiomatically measure surface level for heights above it, perpendicular to it. That's what elevation is. Elevation is height off surface level. That's a measurement, not a begging the question fallacy, Mr. I'll project my
Yes.
use of fallacy directly
Elevation
onto the
is a height
opponent and
above
then
surface
yammer
level,
through
okay?
the middle of him.
But the surface
No, I'm not begging
does
the
not need to be
question when I
flat for this
describe
to happen.
elevations measured from surface level. That's just how it's measured. When you say, if we've got a ball, that is unequivocally begging the question. And then you're telling
No,
me
that's
that
not
because
begging
I
the question.
described
I don't think
surface
you understand
level
what begging the
with
question
sea
is.
level that you can yammer through me and tell me I'm begging the question. No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Measurements.
Because you're assuming that the only way all this works is on flat Earth.
No,
But when I'm
surface
explaining
level
to
is
you
flat.
that this would
Yeah,
all work the
surface
same
level.
on a globe
Yeah,
Earth,
that's how it's measured.
I don't know,
That's
you
how it's
start
measured.
spurging out and
That's how
start
it's measured
screaming.
with surface level. That's
Now
measured.
you're like resetting to this whole. It's
That's
measured.
how
it's
it
measured.
is. You're just ignoring me. That's how it's measured. I'm not begging the question.
I'm not
when I
ignoring
describe
you. You're
how
ignoring me.
it's
When
measured.
I say things to you, you don't respond to them. You just start talking to the chat and start spurging.
No, talking about how we measure Earth with surface level. You said if we've got a ball. I point out that you're begging the question. You then project
That's
your
not begging the
use of a
question,
begging the
say
question
if.
fallacy.
If is
And
not
now
begging
you're
the
talking
question.
through me, projecting the very thing you've just accused me of.
You're saying incorrect things.
No, I'm not. I'm describing how surface level is measured for altitude. For parallel flight level, eye level, surface level is required. It's used with a universal sea level. And you said, if we've got a ball. I say begging the question. You then say, no, you're
That's not
begging the
begging the
question.
question.
And then talking through me when I described the measurements from sea level. Balls don't have level.
Right.
8th time.
So, yes, balls do have level. So
No,
we
they
have
don't.
sea level.
Undermines the base principle of what a ball is. Retard much? No, balls don't have any levels, you utter clown.
I'm sorry. Calm down. Calm down.
You don't need to tell me to calm down when I tell you balls don't have levels. That fundamentally defies what a ball is, you utter clown.
One ball does. We call that one the Earth. So, yes.
Oh, so not begging the question when you say the very principle that I want to argue for is the defiance of this axiom. In one instance, balls can have levels. When it's the Earth, I assume a ball is. That's begging the question, you fucking retard.
That's not begging the question.
Yeah, it's begging the question fallacy to assume the very premise you're trying to prove. In this case, you're trying to prove we're on a ball by defying axiomatic principles of Earth measurement. In this case, measurement from surface level, sea level. When you say, well, one ball does have levels. What, the ball that you're begging the question of? Yeah, that's a fallacy.
Work
It's
on
called
flat
begging
Earth
the
and
question
globe
while he
Earth
yammers straight through the
is not
middle
begging
of
the
me.
question.
While he yammers straight through the middle of me because it's the only coward tactic you ballers have got. You are begging the question. You're
Well, I need to
assuming the
interject at
outcome.
some point, 'cause if I
There he
don't say
is,
something,
yammering
you
through it
yap
because he
for
can't
10
cope with
minutes.
losing. Try for a 7th or 8th time. No, balls don't have any levels. You are assuming the very principle that you're trying to prove when you say one ball has levels. The one I'm starting with when I say if ball. That's begging the question, you stupid fucking retard.
No.
Yes, that's begging the question, fucktard. That's what the definition is. Assuming the very thing you're trying to prove when you say if ball. And then you defy the axiomatic principle of Earth measurement from horizontal, that's surface level, by saying some balls do have levels. That's begging the question.
No, that's a premise.
No, a premise would be me saying we use Earth as a flat plane when we measure from Earth as a flat plane. That's also a logical
If
consistency.
we use Earth as a flat plane.
There he is chatting through the middle of me again. That's also a logical consistency called modus ponens, where if A, then B, A, therefore B. If Earth is flat, we'll measure it flat. We measure it flat because it's flat. That would be measurements from surface level, sea level, with parallel eye level. You defied that axiom and said, no, they don't have to be parallel. Then you said that there are levels on certain balls. So what, certain balls have got parallels, have they, dumb fuck?
No, I didn't say certain balls are parallels.
No, they don't. You don't ever get a parallel from a ball, you fucking abject retard. Because we only get parallel from surface level. Yammer through me, why not? Yeah, we only get parallel from surface level, for eye level, for flight level, because we're measuring Earth flat. We're not measuring it ball shaped when you assume it to be so with your begging the question fallacy that you projected back onto me after I pointed it out. We do measure from surface level because that's how we measure Earth. There aren't any exceptions. We need parallel eye level for altitude measurement perpendicular to the surface level we measure. Now, these aren't up for debate. These are absolute
you don't
facts.
need parallel.
Facts that I'm stating with this
That's not a fact. It's an incorrect statement.
chatting straight through the conclusion. What a
You're saying
wanker.
it's a fact, but it's not a fact.
Oh, you're saying we don't measure eye
There's
level
faulty
parallel.
things in your premises.
So if I'm going to summarise
So your
what's not a
conclusion
fact,
does
you're
not
going to talk
logically,
straight through
draw
that
from
too. We do measure surface level perpendicular with eye level and a height off it. That's how we measure height.
Right. Let's.
Right. Yeah, I'll do it again. Right. Yes, that's right. We measure heights perpendicular to a plane of reference. It's a statement of absolute fact.
Brilliant. Now,
Yeah, brilliant! There's another one of those tacit acceptances of an axiomatic fact defied if the world has a ball shape below us. We don't get parallel. We don't get perpendicular. We can't measure off sea level if the world is assumed to be a ball in a begging the question fallacy. Parallel isn't in existence anymore. But what this dumb fuck didn't say parallel, yeah, you don't have parallel from a ball. But we will require parallel if we're measuring Earth. You dumb retard.
No.
No.
So, Nathan, do you think
is that just a hand
spheres have
wave?
a circumference?
No. Yes, we definitely do measure perpendicular to a plane of reference for altitude. That's what altitude is. Like height off sea level, perpendicular to a plane. Not no. Idiot who assumes that we've got a ball beneath our feet that defies surface level. Yes. Definitely how we measure Earth.
This would work the same. It's just distance from sea level. Sea level is curved.
Sea level's curved? What a wanker. No, mate. That's a contradiction in terms. You can't have a curved level. Level means no part higher or lower than the other. Curve level is a contradiction in terms.
Okay, I agree with that. You said something correct.
Everything I've said is correct.
Nathan, he's calling you.
You've said a lot of incorrect things, but level meaning that one part is no higher or lower than the other, that is correct.
Well, then you can't have a ball that's level, you utter retard. You've said multiple times that you've got levels and curves simultaneously existing in your defiance of an axiomatic principle when you assume, by begging the question fallacy, that Earth is a ball-shaped. Well, then you won't get parallels.
No, I haven't done a begging the question fallacy. I mean,
you have. You assumed Earth's a sphere when you said if sphere. That's the thing you're trying to prove. So if you start with the premise you're trying to prove, that's if sphere, then sphere. That's a begging the question, also known as circular reasoning.
But what your conclusions that you're drawing from the premises that you're saying...
See, I'm proving him wrong. So what's he got to do when I prove that he's using circular reasoning? Talk through me. That's all they've got. Yes.
No, I'm not using circular reasoning.
Yeah, if sphere, then sphere. That's what you are doing. That's circular reasoning.
No, that is not what I said at all.
You said if sphere. If Earth is a sphere.
Yeah, if it's a sphere,
That's begging the question! Dumb fuck number 2. Yeah, that's circular reasoning. You're assuming the very premise that you're trying to prove when you say if sphere, aka begging the question, otherwise known as circular reasoning. Like, if I assume Earth's a sphere, then I can prove Earth's a sphere. Well, you've already assumed it's a sphere. When you say if sphere, that's
No.
called circular reasoning. Just saying no through the top of me isn't going to change that you're using circular reasoning. You are. Meanwhile, we
No, I'm
measure
not using
Earth
circular
flat.
reasoning
You
because
don't need to
having
yammer
it-
through me. You've used a fallacy. Now I'm going to take charge of this discussion because I'm going to use measurements as opposed to fallacy. Like begging the question and assuming your outcome with if sphere. That's the outcome you're trying to prove. Now I'm using measurements from sea level. You don't get levels on curves, and you can't have parallel eye level and flight level if you've got a curve because you don't have
me,
parallel.
as you say.
He's just yammering through me now, audience. There's nothing I'm going to do. I'm going to have to remove him because
No,
this guy
it's
is
not 'cause
intolerable.
he says. It's
Nathan,
statement
do you
of
believe
facts.
that spheres have a circumference?
So I believe that we measure Earth flat with linear flat miles, and that
Do you believe that?
Why am I being asked a question? I've already proven Earth's flat with horizontal distance measurement for a descent in a flight path. Now I've proven it. That's how the maps get used. Has he conceded? Yeah! So my job is here done. I don't need to do anything else. I've already proven Earth's flat with horizontal linear measurements
you
of
haven't.
miles, surface level, sea level, perpendicular, elevation, flight level, and descent. I've already proven Earth's flat. Why are you asking me anything? You don't have my permission to
You
ask
haven't
anything.
proven anything. All you've said is that we have distances that are represented on a map.
Flat. Horizontal.
Yes, maps are flat.
Yeah! Horizontal distance measurement as per the scale on the map.
Do you believe
Stuttery.
that spheres have a circumference?
Begging the question? I don't beg the question of sphericity, like you need me to do. You seem to want to phrase your begging the question like it's a question to me. No, by asking me if I assume sphericity, no, I don't beg the question of sphericity like you do. You are begging the question and now trying to impose your begging the question fallacy onto me in
No,
question
there's no
form.
begging the question here. Why are you afraid of
No,
answering
you seem
anything
very
about a ball?
high-pitched. Yeah, you are, absolutely. You're just trying to push your begging the question onto me with a question.
I'm asking you a question.
Stuttery, you're putting your begging the question onto me in a question, and I'm not going to tolerate it.
I'm begging the question to you on a question.
You begging the question to me on a question? That's correct.
That's a load of nonsense.
No, it's called a begging the question fallacy. If you assume your outcome, that's to say, if you assume you're on a sphere automatically in the premise, in this case, of your question to me. I don't need to be asked any questions. We've already established horizontal, linear, flat Earth measurements. Now we've got the tacit claims accepted by you, and then me highlighting them by going, yeah, after you agreed. So what more do I need to do? We
All right, well, I'll
measure
just say
Earth
it
flat.
then,
You don't
and,
need to
we'll-
yammer through me. We measure Earth flat with horizontal, linear, flat measurements like on the maps, like on the scales. That's how we measure Earth.
Or your conclusion that because we
Why are you
measure
yammering
distances
through
on
me?
the Earth,
Why are you
it means that
yammering
the Earth
straight
is
through the middle
flat.
of me?
Well, I'm telling you why you're incorrect about this whole distance is flat Earth's measured, whatever.
Sorry, that sounded like
Maybe.
fading facts. Behavioural panel would be proud as he fades into the facts as he's going to try to disagree. No, I'll say it loud and proud. Linear, flat, horizontal distance measurements like on the scale.
Distance measurements work on a ball.
No, they don't. You don't have ball-shaped maps.
Sphere. Well, you do if you open like Google Earth.
Google
You have a globe.
Mirth? Do we open Google Mirth? No, if you go to the scale on the map, it is
Google Maps,
horizontal and
Google Earth.
linear. Would you like an example where Red's Rhetoric absolutely unequivocally used 2,500 miles in trig because he's using horizontal distance measurement? Oh, right. Maybe you were unaware that horizontal distance measurement was applied by Red's Rhetoric in Google Earth. Did you not know that?
I have no idea what you're referring to.
Oh, well, let me enlighten you, you abject spastic. Red's Rhetoric uses Google Earth, not Google Mirth, you stuttery wanker. Google Earth, when he drew out a line to apply trig. When he did it, it was ipso facto a horizontal, linear, flat Earth distance measurement at 2,500 miles. If it wasn't, he couldn't apply the trig that he applied. So, Dumbo, Google Earth uses horizontal distance measurement as applied by your own dumbass side. In this case, Red's rhetoric.
Okay, well, I've got Google Maps open right now. If I say measure here, from here to here, I don't know, that line looks curved.
Looks curve?
Yeah.
Do a horizontal, do an elevation profile on it then.
I don't know how to do that on...
Well, then you're a retard. Why are you telling me how you use Google Earth if you don't know how to fucking use it, you stupid idiot? You don't know how to use Google Earth. You don't
I'm
have
just
to
looking at
use an
distances.
elevation profile, do you, dumbass? Then why are you even here? You're an idiot.
Spain to...
Idiot! You don't know how to
North
do an
Korea.
elevation profile in Google Earth, so you're an idiot. Why are you using this
9,846
tool that's
kilometers.
used to build things with?
And,
Why are you mumbling
curved.
through me, you fucking retard? You don't know how
I'm
to
looking
use
at Google Maps
Earth,
right now.
so sit
and it's
down and
curved.
shut up.
Is this
You don't
inaccurate?
know how to draw out an
don't think it's
elevation
inaccurate.
profile. That would describe any curvature, deviation from horizontal. That's what an elevation profile shows you in Google Earth. So if you're going to allege...
Again, now you're begging the question that the Earth is flat again.
No, I'm asking you to show the measurements from Google Earth. You think that me asking you to go to something you don't know how to use, in this case an elevation profile, is me begging the question?
No, you saying
it's me directing this spastic to the measurements Google Earth
Yes.
use. Measurements. Not begging the question, dumbass.
Yeah, you saying a curve is a deviation.
No, I said you go to the elevation profile. That's what I said. You didn't know what it was. You didn't know how to use Google Earth.
I just use Google Earth to navigate the Earth.
No, you said you looked at the curviness of
You
it
can measure distances.
zoomed out when you draw out a distance.
Yeah, you can measure distances from like
Well,
countries.
measure
and
like
cities.
elevation profile, like how much curve there'd
No,
be in
not
that
like
distance.
elevation profile,
You
like
said there was a
distance.
curve. I asked you to go to the elevation profile. The thing that would describe how much curve there is, you stupid clown.
Again, you're assuming
You're stuttering because you don't know how to use Google Earth.
would mean that
You don't know
there would
how
be a
to use
change in
Google
elevation.
Earth, do you?
But if the Earth is a ball,
So why are you going through an argument with me when I've asked you to
then
draw out an
there
elevation
wouldn't
profile?
be a
You
change in
reference
elevation
Google Earth.
when you navigate around. the
Mate, we're
curved
not going to
Earth.
go away from the elevation profile you don't know how to use.
Again, an elevation profile doesn't really help you here.
It doesn't help you because you don't know how to use it.
Okay, please.
Yeah, okay. So, in conclusion, if you want to check how flat any distance is in Google Earth, draw out a line and then look at the measurements that have been utilized by Google if you're going to use it in any professional capacity to build anything. In which case, you'll need an elevation profile. What's elevation? Well, heights. Deviations from the horizontal. Therefore, if there's any curve, it will be measured and demonstrated in the elevation profile. Now, this guy's saying it won't help me. What, the measurements of Earth in Google Earth? Yeah, they'll show how flat it is.
Well, I'm looking at Google Earth right now, and it looks pretty curved.
Yeah, I heard you the first time. Then I asked you to go to the measurements as opposed to what you can look at. Didn't I?
These are measurements. I mean, the
Sorry,
measurements.
looking at a curve is not a measurement. Looking at a curve is you looking at a curve. Whereas if you actually want to know how measured bent it is, you'd go to the elevation profile. I'm just going to say this because he's a spastic. Measurements in Google Earth.
Well, when I right click and I say measure here, measure distance, London to Greece, that line looks pretty curved.
Looks curve.
I'm
And how
getting
much curve is
measurements
there?
of
Could you give us it in
2,245
drop?
meters.
Give us it in drop over distance. You know where you'd get that from? At the elevation profile.
Oh, I know about drop over distance.
Yeah, it'd be shown in the
I can show
measurement
you a
on
drop of
Google
the- a
Earth
drop
on the
of the-
elevation profile while he tries to subvert this, because he doesn't know how to do it. So he's going to try and change the subject onto something other than the elevation profile. The drop with respect to distance that is measurable and demonstrable in Google Earth. Now, I'm just going to conclude, because this wanker's going to now try and change the subject. Drop over distance is measured in Google Earth with an elevation profile. It is unequivocally flat. It can't be anything other than flat. It's referencing the horizontal for the elevation deviation shown in that profile. That's how Earth is measured in Google Earth. If you want to allege there's curve, it will be measured with the elevation profile. He hasn't gone to it. He's now trying to change the subject.
Again, you're talking about something. I'm not sure Google Earth even does that.
So why the fuck are you having this conversation with us then, retard?
Because I'm talking about distances.
What?
You said they were all
You're talking about Earth curve.
flat.
You said if sphere, and I've said measurements would show it then.
No.
No. So what you're saying is if sphere, no measurements will demonstrate sphere. No, there aren't any measurements that ever show sphericity because Earth's not a sphere. We measure Earth flat. Like in the elevation profile.
Called Google Maps. And it's very curved.
It's not. It's got an
distances go around
elevation
the ball.
profile measurement to demonstrate how much deviation from
Now
the
you're talking about
horizontal there is
elevation profile.
measured. You just don't know how to
This
use
isn't
it.
elevation profile. This is just distances from one place to another across the Earth.
Yeah, the distance on the elevation profile is flat. Linear,
The distance
horizontal,
we're not
like on
talking
the
about
maps.
the elevation profile.
My God,
But
is he just going to yammer through every single rendition of this abject
Yep.
spastics fact that I'm putting to him? The
No, I'm not
horizontal
yammering through
distance.
you. You're saying
is
something incorrect, and I'm
used- Oh my
responding
God,
to the
he's
incorrect
literally
thing
going to
that you're
yammer through
saying.
every single rendition.
You are yammering because you're not actually responding to the things that I'm saying.
You said you'd measured in Google Earth, and I directed you to elevation profile.
What does elevation profile?
Why are you asking me something? You've just told me I yammered through. You know I gave you a direct response to your alleged claim that there's a measurement of curve in Google Earth. Wrong, Dumbo. The elevation profile in Google Earth uses a horizontal measurement for the miles. The mile shows the deviation up and down with respect to horizontal given in miles. They are flat as per Earth measurement. I am directly responding to your suggestion that when you draw out a little line on Google Earth, it's curved because it looks curved. I said, what about the measurements of the distance applied in the elevation profile? So is that me yammering or taking a giant steaming dump on your assertion that miles aren't flat and horizontal? Well, they are in the elevation profile that shows how much curve Earth has got. The hills and valleys, the curves are shown with respect to a horizontal measurement in miles or kilometres in the measurements in Google Earth. Do you understand me, shit for brains?
No, not really, because
Well then fuck off, you're a retard. Why are you even here? If you can't understand simple English describing the absolute facts that I'm spitting at you, the fact that the mile measurement when describing how curvy Earth is, that's the elevation profile, like elevation, height of the land. And if it's going to curve, you'll see that in the profile. But the miles in the profile are horizontal, like on the maps.
again, you seem to be
just
mixing
doesn't
up a
understand.
change in elevation with like mountains and stuff, with the curve of the Earth.
No, with the miles! My God, this guy's a fucking retard. The miles on the elevation profile, you draw the line and then it's got a number with a line on it, with miles on it. The thing you appeal to, you fucking retard. Those miles in the measurements in Google Earth are horizontal, not curving. Hello?
Angrily stating that they're horizontal does not mean they are.
Oh, really? So what you're saying is you don't like the measurements you appeal to. This fucktard went to Google Earth to say that the miles were curving, and now he doesn't like the actual measurements. Just because the measurements in Google Earth are horizontal doesn't mean they're horizontal. Oh, so you're in the hard place where you don't want to use Google Earth's measurements in the elevation profile with a horizontal mile ascribed in a graph. You don't want to use that anymore. Why did you appeal to it then?
Because he didn't realize.
Because you said that maps are flat, maps represent distances linearly.
They do. That's an abject fact you cannot disagree with. And I got your agreement on it because it is a fact.
And when we measure...
Right, and when? No, that's a fact. Is it not a fact? Is it suddenly the case that if you hold the map up vertically, we're not dealing with horizontal distances as per the scale? No, that's a fact that I demonstrably proved. You're never going to deviate from this fact.
So I'm not sure why you think this globe projection...
Sorry, why are we now talking about globe
globe
projections? The map's
the
got a
Earth
horizontal
is
distance
somehow
measurement
incorrect.
on the scale. We're not going to whistle past it. I said it's flat. Yeah, it is.
Again, doesn't make it...
Yeah, it is. Flat on the map.
It's not flat. I'm looking at
Oh,
it right
so
now.
maps aren't flat. The scale's not flat.
He's looking
paper
at
map
his
is, but this
curve,
map isn't.
Nathan's picture.
But this map is flat, so you don't seem to be making up your mind very easily. Do you want to make up your mind there?
Whatever map you're imagining that you're referring to, you seem to be imagining a paper map that that you unfold.
No, I'm imagining Google Earth because that's what you referenced. And on that map, Google Earth, the one that you went to, I described the measurements of miles applied to how curvy, that's the hills and valleys of Earth, were referenced with a mile measurement that is flat on the map you referenced, Google Earth.
No, we're not talking about the hills and valleys, okay?
Oh, we're not? We're not talking about curves?
No, we're not.
Oh, right. So we're not talking
like-
about Earth and the measurements thereof. We're not talking about that anymore. Why the hell are you here if we're not talking about Earth measurements?
We are talking about Earth measurements.
Oh, so we are talking about the curves of the ground, then?
Yeah, the big.
Yeah, so that would be the elevation profile. And on the elevation profile, when describing how curvy the ground is, that's hills and valleys, it's got a mile measurement, and it is fact horizontal.
If you are using horizontal,
If you stutter much, it's horizontal in the elevation profile.
the line
the
here
miles are
is not
horizontal.
curved.
They're
It's not
miles
flat,
and they're
it is curved.
horizontal. Your reference, Google Earth. The measurements are flat.
Well, my reference, Google Earth, shows a very, very curved line.
No, the measurements in miles are applied to the measurements of Earth. The one that you just tried to weasel away from by saying we're not talking about that. We are. And those measurements
talking about
apply a
elevation.
horizontal mile measurement, that's him yammering through me, to how curvy, that's hills and valleys, Earth has. Elevation profile uses miles. Ipso facto, the miles on the elevation profile are applied with linear, flat Earth only miles that are flat. Facts.
But as I've told you multiple times now, okay? Miles, kilometers, all these other linear distances, they work on a ball. Balls have a circumference. You can measure distances around a ball, okay?
No, on the elevation profile for about the 12th time, when applying the measurements to Earth, the miles are flat, like on maps, like on Google Earth in the elevation profile. You've got a straight line with miles written on it in a square box. Not curved box. It's not applying it to a ball. Miles are flat.
Again, you're just going back to, well, maps are flat, therefore the Earth has to be flat.
No, the measurements are flat.
It's nonsense.
No, the measurements of the miles.
The measurements are just a measurement of distance, and you can have distances
And they're
around
flat.
the ball.
Yeah, that's right, and they're flat. Like
No,
in the
they're not
elevation
flat.
profile.
You saying that they're flat is begging
No, not just saying it, just for absolute clarity. Fact. In Google Earth, the measurement of elevation profile has miles horizontally in a line, straight and flat, to describe the deviation from horizontal over a linear flat mile distance that is measured by Google in your cited map.
My cited map
Yeah.
shows the Earth as a ball.
But the measurements, regardless of the projection that it shows, visually it shows a curve, but when you apply it practically with measurements, that would be elevation profiles, or Red Rhetoric with his trig, it has to be horizontal. That's how it's applied when you describe anything in practical application. That's to say, if you're going to describe how Earth gets measured for the hills and valleys, then miles must be flat and linear, or they aren't applicable. Earth's measured flat with
Nathan,
miles.
can you stop having a meltdown and actually...
No, I'm not
talk to
having a
me in response and
meltdown.
saying,
I'm
what do
telling you how
mean when it's
miles are applied in your map that you referred to.
What does that mean when it's applied?
It means Earth's measured flat with miles, you dumb fuck.
No, that's
No, yes, like in the elevation profile. It's got the word miles and then a straight flat line indicating the distance in miles that's applied for the measurements of the deviations from horizontal called elevation. That's a elevation profile using a straight horizontal linear measurement of miles on Google Earth, your cited map that you wanted to appeal to. That's a statement of absolute fact. Measurements of Earth are flat in miles.
no, like, well, I mean, we've been over this. Like,
Well, I can stutter. Yeah, stuttery bitch. You don't have to fucking like it. Miles, when applied to Earth measurement, are flat. You don't have to like it.
just saying that doesn't make it true.
Not just saying it, I'm showing it on Google Earth with an
Oh my
elevation
God.
profile measurement. That's not just me saying it, you fucking retard. It's not about what Nathan says when I've got an elevation profile used by professionals in Google Earth. And you fucking retard. You were the one who went to this. When we look at the measurements, not the curvy line on the zoomed out globe, but the measurements of an elevation profile, that's the measurements of Earth's surface, the application of miles is flat. You don't have to fucking like it. You can say it's just me saying it. It's not. That's how it's applied. That's how Earth's measured.
You are just saying it. You're not.
I say it again. It's not just me saying it. Go and look for yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Go and look at the elevation profile. Look at the miles and tell me that they're curving. They're not.
Again, you asserting that the distances are not curved.
I'm not just asserting it. It's what are applied in Google Earth. It's not just me saying it. It is how we apply miles to measurements of Earth.
What do you mean you apply a mile to a measurement?
When you measure the elevation profile, it's only about, the 7th or 8th or 10th or 12th time I've gone through this. We describe how far in miles, that's horizontal, flat and linear, and then we describe the deviation of the elevation of the land. So the land measurement, when referencing distance, is measured flat.
Again, you seem to just be going back to the whole, because we use miles are linear distances are flat, therefore the Earth is flat.
Yeah, well said. I'll trim that out and ascribe it to you personally. That's right. When we measure Earth flat with horizontal linear miles, it means we measure Earth flat with horizontal linear miles. You just formulated the same modus ponens argument I used earlier.
No, just because you said it doesn't make it true.
It does when we've got demonstrable, factual, provable measurements in Google Earth that are factually, provably, demonstrably horizontal and linear when ascribing miles in the measurements in Google Earth. That's not me just saying it. No matter how many times you say I'm just saying it, won't change how flat and linear miles are.
Therefore, using linear distances.
Why are you yammering through me? Why are you yammering through the middle of my conclusion? Why are you yammering through me? I'll just say it again.
You're saying things that are incorrect.
Not yammering through me.
You're not really responding to what I'm saying. Okay.
I am.
So,
you took me to Google Earth, and when you took me to Google Earth, I took you to the measurements in Google Earth
meter
in miles. It's
Therefore,
just like constant yammering. It's just
using a linear distance.
I'll just appeal to my audience. I'll ask the chat. Is it reasonable that as
flat.
I summarise this fact that he just says is me saying it, it's reasonable that he chat skanks straight through the middle of me while I say it for about the 12th time? No, it's not just me saying it. It's Google Earth's measurements. They are flat and linear when ascribing miles. It's not me saying it. That's a demonstrable fact in the Google Earth measurements.
Nathan, spheres having a circumference is a demonstrable fact that you are wrong.
Sorry, spheres having a circumference doesn't alter the elevation profile using horizontal linear miles, though, does it?
Spheres having a circumference that can be represented with a linear distance means that the usage of linear distances does not mean that the Earth is flat.
The use of flat horizontal linear distances in Google Earth shows that Google Earth uses horizontal linear flat distances in miles. Ergo, the measurements in Google Earth... There's him yammering through me again, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude the same exact fact for about the 14th time. Yeah, Google Earth uses horizontal flat linear miles, though.
Google Earth is demonstrably not using flat miles because the
Sorry,
curve
did you draw out the
when
elevation
you measure
profile?
from
Did
one
you
point
do
to
that?
another,
Sorry, a moment ago you didn't know how to
it's
do
curved.
it. Sorry, you didn't know how to do an elevation profile about 5 minutes ago. Have you now done that then?
No, I don't think Google.
So why the fuck are you telling me that that's not the case when you haven't even done it? Oh, you've got to lie to Glurf. In spite of me telling this fucking retard where to look at the horizontal linear measurements applied by Google Earth, he's going to say they're curving when he hasn't even looked at them. Got to lie to Glurf, haven't you?
I'm looking at Google Maps right now.
Are you looking at the elevation profile?
No, I'm looking.
You just told me literally 25 seconds ago that it curves, and you haven't looked at it. Gotta lie. If you're a Glurf, you just pretend that you've gone to the argument that I've put to you. In this case, horizontal mile
Main text
measurements
chat. There you go.
in the elevation profile. You think chat skanking and talking through me when you haven't looked at it is going to alter how flat miles are in the measurements on Google Earth? No, it won't. You haven't even looked at it.
Again, if you want to look in main text chat,
I want to look.
I've sent a screenshot
Sorry,
in there.
have you looked at the
and,
elevation profile?
There's a distance
Sorry,
from
you
one
need
point to another.
to wave the magic wand of looking in the chat over here. No, I'll just stick with the horizontal linear flat Earth measurements that are used in Google Earth for the elevation profile.
Presented to you.
No
that's
matter how
fine.
much you try and yammer through the top of me and tell me to look somewhere else. No, I'll just look at the elevation profile. It's flat. Like the application of miles.
Okay, can you show
Same
me
with
this
red
elevation
rhetoric, as you
profile?
yammer through me constantly so you don't have to address this fact.
You've been bitching about yammering through me every fucking 2 seconds.
Just because you yammer through me
You
every
talk a
2
lot. I need
seconds,
to, like,
and
respond to the
there's
things
me
that you're saying.
responding and
But I
you
think we've
yammering through me like a
established
bitch.
that
So I'm going to
because
call you a bitch and say that you're yammering through me because that's precisely what you're doing. I'm responding to that accusation. I point out that Earth's measured flat with horizontal linear mile measurements and you yammer through the top of me, making you a bitch.
Again,
Fact.
it's not represented with horizontal.
So you've looked at the elevation profile, or are you
Google
going to be
Maps
lying?
is
Is this a
representing
lie?
it
Is this
with
a Glurf
curved,
lie? Have you looked at the elevation profile?
mile measurements.
Have you looked at the elevation profile, or are you just lying?
No, I haven't looked at the elevation.
So you're
profile.
just lying. So
I'm
you've
looking at the
got
distance
to
measure.
lie to Glurf. And how'd you get away with it? Well, you could just yammer through me like a bitch. Well, I point out that the elevation profile in Google Earth measures Earth flat with horizontal linear miles that he hasn't even looked at, but he's disagreeing with, because you've got to lie to Glurf.
I never said that I was looking at elevation profiles.
No, I told you to. I directed you towards them, and you haven't looked at them.
So you're lying.
I'm not
Like
lying.
Glurf.
I'm telling you how Google Earth measures
you are.
Earth
You-
with horizontal linear mile measurements in the elevation profile. You can't describe a deviation from the horizontal in miles unless miles are flat.
Again, you can look at what I posted in text chat.
I
and it
could,
shows,
but I don't
a
need to.
distance
I
measurement
already know that
on the
miles are
Earth
flat like
that
on
is
maps, so I
curved.
don't need to.
You are wrong, Nathan. You're
Sorry, telling me I'm wrong isn't going to change the fact that horizontal linear mile measurements are applied in Google Earth.
Got a chant.
Just telling me I'm wrong doesn't change how flat those miles are in that elevation profile, does it?
Again, look at the picture.
Why are you stuttering about what I should be looking at, bitch? No, I don't need to. The mile application in the elevation profile
okay, I'm
is
sorry
flat
that the
and
evidence will
linear.
prove you wrong.
You don't have to like it. Those are facts.
I mean, it's a fact that Google Maps is representing the Earth as curved with curved distances.
So the measurements are curvy. Show me in the elevation profile how much curve there is.
I don't need to show the
You
elevation.
don't need to show it. Why? Is it because the mile ascribed to the elevation profile will be flat and linear and straight?
Elevation is not the thing that we're talking about.
Yeah, it is. Deviation from the horizontal
No, it isn't.
drop. That would be what you allege when you beg the question of sphericity. A deviation from horizontal is exactly what you need to prove when you suggest, by way of begging the question, that Earth is a sphere. That is absolutely, without question, a deviation from horizontal. That's what curve is. Now, I know that you want to assume Earth's curved and then apply horizontal distance measurements to a curved surface, like you said earlier. Well, balls have curves and flat surfaces? No, they don't. They don't have level on a curve. A curve's a
can have level on a
deviation from
curve.
level.
No, if the Earth is a ball, then
That's a begging the question fallacy. Keeps begging the question. You can't help yourself, it would seem.
in the question, you don't understand what begging the question is.
Yeah, it means assuming your outcome. It means that if I'm going to suggest that Earth's a roast chicken, and I say, if Earth's a roast chicken, That's circular reasoning. If I'm going to prove Earth's a roast chicken, I need to demonstrably show that with evidence, not by starting by saying if Earth is a roast chicken. What you are doing is saying if Earth is a sphere, that is unequivocally begging the question.
No, that's not begging the question.
Yeah, it is.
That's making a prediction based on
No, predictions are, in scientific vernacular, the application of the scientific method. Predictions are hypotheses.
Yeah, so we can make a hypothesis. If the Earth was...
No. When you say if Earth's a sphere, that's not a hypothesis.
Of course it is.
No, you don't put concrete nouns through the scientific method. Sphere is not a phenomenon, is it?
A sphere is not a phenomenon.
You're a fucking retard. You don't know what the scientific method is either. What a spastic. He's labelling his begging the question fallacy now as a hypothesis. No. Hypothesis deals with naturally occurring phenomenon. That's to say something happening. Is sphere something happening? Retard. Dumbfuck. Idiot.
No, it's a...
No, so it's not going to go through the scientific method. This is not a prediction. If we're talking about the physical and natural world, that's physics. This isn't. This is maths. Measurement. Like measurement of miles, horizontal and linear in nature. Level. That's what miles are.
No. Saying if this, then that, that's not begging the question. Do you understand that?
If you're assuming your outcome, it is.
Okay, we're not assuming the outcome.
Okay, don't suggest that
If
we're on a
Joe was
sphere
right-
as the beginning premise then. If we're not assuming our outcome, don't automatically assume that we're on a sphere then, okay?
Okay, so we agree that saying if this, then that, that's not begging the question.
Begging the question is assuming the premise that you're trying to prove in the first statement.
Right.
Like,
I agree.
if Earth's
I
a
agree.
roast... You're asking. I'm telling you.
Is saying if this, then that, is that assuming the premise?
That doesn't mean anything.
If Joe was wearing a red shirt, I will see him wearing a red shirt.
That's fascinating.
Is that begging the question?
Right, are we trying to prove red shirts?
No, I'm asking you if this is begging the
then
question.
no, it's not begging
Do
the
you
question if you're
understand
not trying to
the
prove
logic?
that premise.
Okay.
No, I'm
Brilliant.
trying to answer you, you fucking retard.
So saying if...
So saying that you're trying to assume the Earth is a sphere would be begging the question because it's the thing you're trying to prove. This is the most basic of fallacy, by the way. If you can't understand
yes,
this,
if we were assuming that the Earth was a ball in our
I'm not
premises,
assuming anything. I'm
okay?
telling you that miles are flat because they are flat. That's how miles are measured.
Okay, well, they obviously aren't because you can,
Are they not?
a
So
mile
the
around
scale on maps aren't
circumference.
flat. The distances in the elevation
because-
profile on Google Earth isn't straight. Then
No, because circles and
Yeah, it
spheres have a
is.
circumference and
No,
those are
it's
curved.
not no. It's yes, absolutely
So,
without question.
saying
The
if it's
scale on
the-
a map is flat. Just saying no doesn't mean that it isn't. Yeah, the scales on maps are flat, linear, and horizontal for the distance ascribable to the ground if you navigate in the ground. The elevation profile in Google Earth that you referenced is horizontal, whether you like it or not.
I have posted two pictures
you-
of elevation profiles, Nathan.
I don't need it.
They're in the main chat if you want to look on them, and as exactly as you say, they are horizontal.
So miles on the elevation profile are not curving. Maz, you're a fucking retard.
Okay.
Okay! Is that another one of those tacit acceptances? Okay. Yeah, you got me. Miles are horizontal and flat. Yeah, they are. You abject fucking bull-believing retard. Yeah, it's not like you can debate this absolute fact in this matter. They are horizontal. Miles are flat. Like in the elevation profile. Okay.
Nathan, do you think you could represent this?
Do you think you could stutter much, you little bitch? Yeah, the miles
think
are
you could
flat.
represent the circumference
the
of a ball with
miles
miles?
are flat. Do you want to just
Saying it, just
pull
chanting
on
it.
your
You're
big
funding- you're
boy
just chanting.
pants
Okay.
and accept these facts as I've stated them? Or are you going to tell me no?
Nathan, it is a fact
That's my
that
name.
balls have a circumference, and you can represent
That's
this.
begging the question, though, isn't it? When we're not dealing with balls by assumption, we're dealing with elevation profiles and the horizontal linear mile measurements on them. That's not assuming that we've got a ball-shaped anything. The measurements in miles are flat. You don't get to beg the question here.
You just saying that. That's begging the...
Just saying it, or am I showing it you by way of somebody else who's gone and got the elevation profile to show you?
You're not showing it.
Sorry, it's in the chat according to somebody who just told you fucking retard.
Yeah, I see it. It shows the elevation of different points of the Earth.
What about the miles on it?
It's on a graph.
Are the miles bending?
Well, it's a graph.
Are the miles
Just the
on it
different
bending?
points,
It's showing a
meters.
distance on it, you fucking retard.
Goes up to 4,796 meters, down to... I don't know, minus 5,000.
Yeah, those would be...
So yeah, that's a change in elevation, okay?
Yeah, the
We both
elevation...
agree that the Earth has a change in elevation, okay?
No, mate, I'm asking you to describe the horizontal linear mile measurement that's ascribed to that elevation profile. I've gone through it 16 times with you.
What you've said is a lot of incorrect things.
Oh, really? Well, what about the specific thing of the horizontal linear mile measurement ascribed in the elevation profile? Is that wrong?
Yeah,
Is that wrong?
you saying that this is flat
It is.
incorrect.
Sorry, you're saying that
assuming
the
that this is
elevation
flat.
profile
It's incorrect.
is curving, then?
Again, the elevation profile doesn't...
Show it.
Curve is not like a thing there.
There's no curve. Yeah, that's because
It's
the
just a
miles
different-
on
it's
the
just-
elevation profile, ipso facto, are horizontal and linear. Earth is measured flat in miles.
No, it isn't.
So you're just going to deny that there's a flat horizontal elevation profile provided to you now, then?
Again, saying it's flat and horizontal, that's
It is.
begging the question.
It is. It's not begging the question. Sorry, those are Google Earth measurements that this man has just been presented with, and he's telling me that Google Earth is me begging the question. No. The miles on the measurements in Google Earth are fact. Horizontal, flat Earth, linear, miles. That's what they are.
It's not an argument. It's a statement of fact.
Yeah, he didn't hear the first 15 times. He's a fucking retard.
Nathan, this is good for the audience.
Again,
but
it's not a
getting
statement of
bit
fact, okay?
repetition.
We have distances. Distances work on flat Earth and a ball.
No, they don't work on a ball. They're horizontal and linear. They definitely aren't working on any ball that you assume by way of begging the question. As demonstrated in the elevation profile you've now had
That the Earth is
presented
flat.
to you. You don't need to yammer through me, Maz. You've had it demonstrably disproven that they work on a ball. Fact, they are working in elevation profile measurements flat. And as you've already conceded, there's no curve there. Is there?
I didn't concede that there's no curve there. I'm just saying that, like...
There isn't any curve there. That's just a demonstrable fact. Like I keep telling you. Not asking you, not debating with you. Telling you, you stupid clown.
You're telling me is incorrect, so I'm...
No, the fact is that the elevation profile has horizontal linear miles applied to it. That's a fact.
No, that's begging the question.
No, it's the demonstrable fact on the measurements in Google Earth. Those are measurements, not me begging anything. That's Google, not me.
No.
No? Is that your rebuttal? Yes. Horizontal mile application. That's what you've been presented with, and the best you've got is no, you're... It's Google Earth, not me. Begging the question? No, it's a measurement.
No, it's not a measurement.
Oh, so the elevation profile in Google Earth, according to this glurf, isn't a measurement. You heard it first here, ladies and gentlemen. According to our glurf opponents, you can't trust Google Earth's measurement. They're not measurements. Why? Because they're flat. So he's in the hard place. Suddenly he wants to deny the measurements of Earth in Google Earth. When Google Earth show a mile measurement, it's not a measurement anymore. It's Nathan Oakley begging the question, is it? Wrong, dumb fuck. They're measurements of Earth.
Oh dear.
I believe that the numbers are accurate.
Then Earth's measured flat. Welcome
But,
to flat
they
Earth. The measurement in miles is horizontal, linear, flat. To ascribe a deviation from horizontal, measured in linear flat miles. Ergo, Earth is measured flat in miles on Google Earth.
Okay, well, I've told you that...
Okay, is that tacit acceptance we keep getting when this boy's pants get pulled down and I slap his ass with flat Earth measurements in linear miles? Okay! Yeah, you're damn right, you fucking retard, it's okay. It's a statement of absolute fact. Miles are a flat Earth only measurement. They're linear, they're
No,
flat,
they aren't.
it's how they're applied. Okay, I wasn't seeking your affirmation.
No, okay.
I was telling you while you yammered through me. Not asking you to challenge it, it's a fact.
So I said one word and you started interrupting.
You said, okay, when we get to the conclusion. Yeah, how is Earth being measured? Well, on Google Earth, we're talking about horizontal linear mile measurement to describe the deviation from horizontal in the form of elevation changes, like the hills and valleys. Well, how are we looking at the mile measurement? Flat, horizontal, and linear, because that's how Earth gets measured.
It's just rambling through.
So I've explained to you that distances
I don't
work on a
think
ball.
to hear from
You're not
you.
I know distances aren't working on a ball. We've gone to the elevation profile and shown the distances are ipso
on a
facto
ball.
flat.
You're not willing to accept that.
I know, because I've got measurements to show that's
So
not the
let's-
case. I've shown you.
No, you don't.
So the elevation
You don't
profile's
have any
curving
measurements
then.
to show that.
So the elevation profile curves then.
The elevation profile is just a deviation from level.
Yeah. Welcome to flat Earth. The level's measured in
No,
miles.
Mez, you're getting
It's measured in a
Mez.
distance.
Yeah, in miles.
In
the
that image
distance
that
is
someone
measured
put
in
in chat,
miles.
it's measured in meters.
So there's no curve, and the distance is in miles, and it is ipso facto flat.
No,
He
it's not.
said
ipso
it's
facto.
measured in meters.
So Neil, shut up. So the elevation profile that shows miles is curving then.
Well, the elevation profile shows meters.
So the
elevation
meters or
profile
kilometers
is
are
just a
curving
representation
then.
of a deviation
Doesn't
from
matter.
level.
You can change the scale to
And
miles
since
or
you can have
kilometers.
level on...
Oh my God. It doesn't matter if it's in kilometers or miles. It's still horizontal, flat, and linear.
Okay, that's not what I was getting at.
I was getting at the fact that it's flat in all respects on the elevation profile. There's no curve in meters, kilometers, miles. It doesn't matter what the distance is. It is flat.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what matter what units are used.
Stuttery.
Okay?
Yeah, it is
But
flat
what
though. There's no
what
curve
this
in the
elevation
elevation
profile graph shows
It
is a
is
deviation
flat.
from level.
It's flat. The elevation profile's got
Why
no
did
curve
you
in it.
bring up that there is meters when
So-
you know
Deviation from level.
So have
Now,
a
whether the Earth
deviation
is a
from
flat
level.
or
You
a
need
ball,
a level.
this data will look the same. It will be on a flat graph, okay?
It is
You're
flat.
not going to represent a change in
It
elevation
is on a flat
curvy
graph. The miles on the flat graph are level, horizontal, linear, flat Earth proving miles or kilometers. That's what they are.
Nathan, is your
Is your quickly stutter around the facts? I'll just say it again because this stuttery little bitch wants to try and subvert them. The measurements in Google Earth are flat. Earth is
Conclusion that you're
measured
drawing.
flat. Doesn't matter how many times this glurf chants through me. Earth's measured
Yes,
flat in
assume-
miles or kilometers in the elevation profile.
you chanting that the Earth is measured flat 1,000 times doesn't make
It
it
is.
true.
That's what you've just been
So-
shown with an elevation profile. There's
Is
no curve there.
your
Why are you asking me
conclusion-
something? I'm summarising the facts that I've gone through about 17 times with you.
trying to pick your brain?
No, you
see
don't
what
need
you,
to pick my
think
brain.
about the
Earth's
world.
measured flat in those kilometres on the elevation
Yes,
profile.
Earth is measured flat, blah, 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 blah.
Earth is measured flat, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it is, as in on
It's
the
flat.
elevation profile.
Because
that
the
you've just had a look
0
at.
point on the graph is a straight line, that means that the Earth is a straight line.
Yeah, that's how it's measured.
Can you answer the question? Yes or
That's
no?
how it's measured.
Okay. So because
Okay, there it is again, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's how it's measured. Okay. Yeah, it is. I wasn't asking
Yeah,
for your
it'd be
approval.
surface level or sea level.
so okay, I understand what you're saying. Let's
So Earth's
tie it up
measured
nicely.
flat in
you
kilometres.
think that because the graph is flat, the Earth is flat.
Yeah, the miles that we measure in Google Earth are flat, therefore Earth's flat. That's correct. That's how it's measured.
Google just represents the data. Okay.
Yeah, the data of the flat Earth measurement in kilometres that are flat.
No, so the distances that Google Earth represents from city to city, that's curved. That shows a curved line.
No, they're not. In the elevation profile that you've just been presented with, now he's just lying. So now this glurf is lying to you, my audience. He's saying that the elevation profile's
that
curved.
doesn't-
No,
that doesn't
the
say anything
elevation
about the shape of
profile
the
that
Earth.
you've just been presented is not curving, is it?
It's just an elevation profile. It's not curved.
Yeah, that's the distance in miles, flat and linear, and the deviation from said horizontal plane of reference measured in miles. That's what an elevation profile is. It is not curving, is it?
Right, so because the graph is flat.
Yeah,
you think the
that's
Earth is
right,
flat.
bitch. Earth's measured flat on that map in miles or kilometers. Yeah, right. Earth's measured flat.
No, this is just measuring a deviation from level.
Yeah, so Earth's level.
The surface of Earth is level.
Yeah, that's how we
Sea
measure
level
it.
is level.
The miles are level, the scale's level, the measurements of Earth are flat, linear, and horizontal, like on that profile that you've just been given, that hasn't got any curve in it. You keep lying and saying that it's representative of a curved Earth. No, the measurements you've been presented with have no curve. They do have miles and kilometres.
Nathan, it's a graph.
Why are you yammering
It just shows
through
a
me,
deviation
bitch?
from level.
Bitch. The miles and
You're saying a lot of
kilometres
incorrect
on that
things, and I'm trying
measurement
to correct
are
you.
flat.
This is just
no
a graph.
amount of yammering through the top of me will change our flat. That measurement of Earth is.
Nathan, it's just
Say
a
my
graph.
name, bitch.
It shows
Earth's measured
deviation
flat
from
with those
level.
kilometres.
Okay? Doesn't mean the Earth is flat.
That's how it's measured on that graph that you've just gone and said hasn't
No,
got any curve
just
and
shows
has got horizontal linear miles or kilometres applied to it. So yeah, Earth is measured flat on that measurement.
No.
Yeah. Now he's just lying. He's been presented with it. It's a horizontal mile or kilometre measurement. It's got a deviation from the miles measured flat in height terms. That's elevation profile. He's just saying, no. Yeah, that's Google Earth's measurement of elevation deviation from the horizontal with miles being flat and linear. Facts.
Well, I don't think we're getting anywhere.
Yeah, we are. We're getting to the Earth being measured flat. You're not getting anywhere because you're fundamentally retarded. Meanwhile, it doesn't change how thick you are when it comes to how flat the miles or kilometres on Earth measurements are. You being a dumbass is you not getting anywhere. Me, I already know Earth's measured flat and can demonstrably show it with your own standard of evidence, in this case, Google Earth. You're not getting anywhere because
me
you're
being
dumb.
on Google Earth.
You're not getting
was to
anywhere very
demonstrate to
fast. You seem very slow.
Distances on
You're
the,
not
on the
getting
Earth are not
anywhere
necessarily
fast
flat.
here, Dumbo. You don't seem to be getting anywhere. I've told you about 20 times how
not with you,
flat
because you're
those
very
miles
stubborn.
and kilometres are, and your
You're not
response is to
listening.
telling me we're not getting anywhere? You're not getting anywhere. You seem very slow.
Jeez.
Don't blaspheme. You aren't getting anywhere because you don't seem to understand how flat the miles are on the measurements you've been given that you referred to.
You don't seem to understand that you can measure distance.
How fucking dare you? Gotta be a scumbag. Yeah, I do understand. I'm not looking at anything. I've not got an elevation profile in front of me. I've got a clicker to turn my fucking lights on and off, and that's it. No keyboard. I've got a mouse so I can shut your dumbass up when you talk through me. That's about it. Tell me I don't understand? Just from my noggin, I managed to pull out my ass elevation profile when you reference Google. Tell me I don't understand. How dare you? Yes, I do.
Yeah, we weren't talking about elevation profiles. And you
I
brought that
was
up.
when you went to Google Earth and the measurements because you drew a line. And I said the miles, when applied to measurements, are flat and horizontal.
The miles when applied to measurements, the miles are the measurements.
Yeah, and they're flat.
Just a measurement of distance.
Yeah, and they're
you
flat.
can have a distance around
and
the
they're
ball.
flat.
And you saying it's flat, that's
No,
begging
no,
the
not
question.
saying it. Demonstrably showing
Yes,
it in
you
an
are saying
elevation
it.
profile
You're not
with a
demonstrably
line
showing
that's
it.
got the word miles written on it, and no
The
amount of
elevation
talking
profile is
through
just
the
a
top of
deviation
me
from level
will
which works on the
change
ball.
what that measurement shows in Google Earth. No amount of yammering through the top of me will change how those miles are represented, flat, horizontal, and linear as a measurement of Earth. They are flat. I'm not asking for your opinion on the matter. These are facts.
An elevation profile just shows a deviation from level. It doesn't mean that the measurements of distance.
Stuttery bitch! Just because it shows Earth measured as level doesn't mean that stutter. Yeah, it means Earth's measured as a level plane. That's how the miles are represented in the elevation profile. You globe-believing spastic. Stutter for me, you dumb bitch.
Again, you don't seem to be able to follow this
No,
conversation.
now you're just fucking insulting me. You don't seem like... No, I do understand this stuff. I pulled it out of my ass without even having to look it up. I know what the elevation profile shows. I know what miles are. They're flat horizontal distance measurements. That's what they are.
And if level is curved, then this
No, it's
doesn't
not.
help you.
That's a contradiction in terms, dumb fuck.
How do you know it's not?
How do I
it's
know
not?
that horizontal, that's having no part deviate from the reference plane in this instance for the mile measurement isn't level, having no part higher or lower than another, when a curved surface would be a fundamental deviation from level, having no part higher or lower than another. How do I know that level isn't curved? Because it's a contradiction in terms, you globe-believing spastic.
How do you know the surface doesn't deviate from horizontal?
Because it's measured that way, as in Google Earth that you've been presented with. That's how it's shown on the measurements.
Google Earth doesn't show that.
So why are you telling me that when it's been shown to you?
It hasn't been shown to me.
So you haven't got a Google Earth elevation
me.
profile. Now he's going to talk through me as he lies. It has been shown to him, ladies and gentlemen. It's on the elevation profile. He's now been shown it after lying about it not being the case, having not looked it up himself. He was then given it, because that's how these fucking retards need to be spoon-fed the facts. In this case, elevation profile. He didn't look it up. He was given it by us. Because he's too stupid to look it up himself.
Yeah, and I've looked at it, and this just shows deviation from level.
From horizontal, much, bitch! Yeah, that's right. Deviation from horizontal. Measured in miles. How do my fucking balls taste? Say my name, bitch.
Very crass, Nathan.
Say my name. Just a deviation from horizontal, measured in fucking miles or kilometres. Yeah, Earth is measured flat. By everyone, always and without exception. All you can do is glurf through me and lie. And pretend that the measurements you've been
Nathan,
presented
you've been
with,
chanting all
you
day.
haven't seen.
You haven't been responding to anything I've said.
I have. You told me that Google Earth was curved, and then we went to the measurements in Google Earth, and
You
then
don't understand what elevation profile is.
I do understand what an elevation profile is. You've been provided with it.
Level.
You are now projecting. This scumbag lying glurf has just told me I don't understand what elevation profile is, even though literally 20 minutes ago he didn't know what it was and had never looked at it. He's been provided it by us, but he's telling me I don't know what it is. Projection lying glurf be thy name. You don't know what an elevation profile is, you globe-believing dickhead.
I know what an elevation profile is.
You do now. Now I've told you and shown you how flat kilometres are when measuring Earth with an elevation profile. You know now because I've damn well told you.
You haven't shown that they're flat.
They are flat.
You said that they're flat. You haven't shown
No, they
that.
are on the measurements. It's not that I'm just saying it back to this shite where I get told that Google Earth's measurements are just Nathan Oakley's words. No, they're not. They're Google Earth's elevation profile measurements with horizontal miles or kilometres ascribed to them. That's not me just saying it, you dumb fuck.
You saying that these are necessarily flat is you just saying that. You haven't supported
No, they
that
are
at all.
flat. It's not necessarily flat. That's what they absolutely
Support
are.
that. Prove it. Prove it.
I've
You're
shown
saying
it you.
It's nice to say it. Prove it.
No, I've shown it you. I've not just said it. I've shown it you. It's been provided to you.
Nathan, I posted for him
What
in
was
the main
provided
text
to
chat.
me?
I
was
posted
a,
for you in main I posted for you in main text chat. There is 3 elevation profiles. One is of Great Lakes, one is of Chile, and one is from bike race in Italy. Tell me how they look like.
Are they curved?
Yeah, so that's a graph.
It's an elevation profile.
The graph is flat. I'll agree that the graph is flat.
Okay,
but the graph is
there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The graph is flat. So when he glurfed through the top of me that it doesn't necessarily mean it's flat. Yeah, that's how the measurements are, though. That's what the measurements are. Flat.
No.
So they're not the measurements. So this dickhead glurf wants to deny Google Earth measurements. So when professionals build things using Google Earth Pro and they lay out the land that they're going to survey or utilise the already surveyed elevation profiles of the land with respect to sea level, he's saying no. He didn't fucking know what they were 25 minutes ago, but now it's no. Yeah, glurf, dickhead.
Earth?
Yeah, glurf, dickhead. The measurements are ipso facto
represents the
flat.
Earth as a ball.
No amount of you talking
So
through
the
me
Earth
is
is
going to change
practically
this
used as a
fact,
curve.
glurf scumbag. Just talking through me won't change it. Just saying no won't change how flat those measurements are.
I'm not just saying no. I'm saying no and then explaining why you're wrong, but you just keep shouting over me. So
I'm not wrong. The measurements have been presented to you. They are flat. The kilometres on them are flat, horizontal, linear measurements describing the deviation of the elevation profile. It's not curving. We've already established this. There's no explanation required. It's not a
established that.
debate. Now you're just talking through me. I'm not asking you to challenge this when I state a statement of absolute fact that you deny, even though you've never looked at an elevation profile. Then you get provided with an elevation profile, something you've never seen before 25 minutes ago, and you want to describe to me how it's wrong, or it's my words, when it's just factually flat in kilometre measurement.
Nathan, let me correct a few
on the profile.
you've said.
You don't need to correct me. There's nothing to correct.
I have seen elevation profiles before, okay?
Oh, really? You didn't know what the fuck they were 25 minutes ago? Got to lie to Glurf. A minute ago, you didn't know what they were. Now you know all about them. Now you've been presented them by us. Yeah, shocking.
Hold, Nathan.
You don't need to shout my name through the top of me. Do you want to calm down?
I know what an elevation profile is.
Yeah, it's flat.
Google Maps doesn't show it. Google Earth does. I was using Google Maps. Someone else used Google Earth to show it. Okay.
Yeah, they're both intertwined with each other. The street view is incorporated when you zoom into Google Earth. That's what you get. You get the street view. That's Google Maps. My God, you really don't fucking know anything, do you? It's almost like I've been studying this shit for 10 years. And this wanker comes along and doesn't know what an elevation profile is. But after we provide him several, he knows all about them. But because he was using Street View, yeah, Google Earth incorporates Street View when you get down to ground level and start applying measurements.
Okay, if you actually looked at what was posted in chat that you don't seem to be willing to actually look at.
I know I'm running a live show whilst talking to you. I don't need to look at what you provide me. I don't want to. I don't have to. And I'm not going to.
Well, this is a terrible show you're running if you're not willing to look at what the person that you're talking to is showing you.
Showing me. Sorry, I've already proven it with an elevation profile, though. Why would I need to?
Secondly, an elevation profile does not show that the Earth is flat.
Yes,
representing elevation profile data on a flat graph.
It shows miles are flat. So you're saying that the miles on the elevation profile curve,
the Earth is flat.
Sorry, do miles on the profile curve?
It doesn't show miles on the profile.
Yeah, it does.
It's just a graph that shows elevation data.
It's a distance. What do you think it's showing on
Yes, it is a distance. It's a distance.
So it's showing a distance, like miles or kilometres that we already established. Gotta lie to Glurf. So a minute ago, it's in kilometres, not miles. What, the distance measurement that's flat? Now it doesn't have a distance. It's not a measurement. Yeah, you gotta lie to Glurf.
No, not lying.
So it does have a measurement in distance that's kilometres or miles then, and it's flat.
Okay, it has a measurement. The graph is flat. This doesn't mean the Earth is flat.
So
okay?
the miles on the graph are what the measurement represents. That's what it is. A graph demonstrating the measurement of Earth for elevation profile. That's what it is. It's an Earth measurement. Now, you can, as a Glurf liar, toss this measurement out because you don't like how flat it is. Oh, yeah, it's a flat graph with flat kilometres, but they're not distance. It's not a measurement. Yeah, you can toss it all out. I don't care. It is still a measurement and it is still flat, whether you like it or not.
Again, it's not necessarily flat, whether you like it or not.
And not necessarily flat. No, ipso facto, unequivocally is flat. That's what it is.
Severes are not flat.
Right, the flat measurement of the kilometres on that graph is flat. Facts.
No, it's not.
So it's curving. The graph curves.
No, the graph doesn't curve.
So it is flat
elevation data.
So it is flat.
Now, elevation data works on
Sorry, you just seem to be double speaking. So 1 minute you don't want it to be flat, then when I point out that it is flat, you concede that it's flat. But it's what? Not measurements of Earth anymore? Make up your bloody mind.
It's the measurement of the Earth.
And it's flat.
Represented on a flat graph does not.
So it's a flat measurement of Earth on a flat graph with flat linear miles or kilometres then?
No.
No. So it's not a measurement of Earth in flat miles. It's a curved graph then?
No, I didn't say the graph was curved, okay?
No, it's flat. We already established that. I know what an elevation profile is. It uses miles or kilometres. Ipso facto, they are flat, linear, horizontal measurements applied to deviations from the horizontal when describing a flat measurement in miles or kilometres on a flat graph. So it is factually flat. Again, that's not up for debate.
Well,
that's
Nathan
a statement of absolute fact that I will get the conclusion of yammered through by scumbag Glurf, who had never seen this until 25 minutes ago. But factually, they are flat.
Blah, 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 yes. Because the
not blah, blah, yes, while you yammer through me. Just yes. This measurement is flat. It is in kilometres, and it is applied to a flat, linear scale on a flat graph with no curve.
Yeah, the graph is flat, so the Earth is flat.
That's the measurement of Earth. Therefore, yes, the measurement of Earth is flat with the flat miles on the flat measurement on the flat graph. Therefore, we've measured Earth flat with this flat measurement. Yeah, that's a modus ponens.
No,
again.
Maz. Nathan, can I say something? No, it's the graph showing the baseline 0. That's why it's curved in reality.
No. They don't need
Isn't that
sarcasm,
correct,
Sasha.
Maz? Every graph showing the baseline 0, that's what because it's curved.
But it isn't, it's flat.
0 is just sea level.
That's
So
its
we've
point.
got a sea level having no part higher or lower than another that's applied to the measurement then. Yeah, that's correct. The overarching measurements of Earth will be with respect to level. That's having no part higher or lower than another. If you've got a level and you want to describe something curving, it's a deviation from level. That's having no part higher or lower than another. Sea level's the reference. The overall topology is deviating, that's higher or lower, with respect to a mile measurement that's flat and linear, on the flat measurement, on the flat graph, with respect to sea level. Yeah, Earth is measured flat.
No, just saying that over and over again doesn't make it true. So
No, it's not saying it. It's showing it on the measurements, the Google Earth measurements of Earth's surface with respect to sea level, with horizontal kilometre measurements. Those aren't me just saying
All
it.
things as a
Those
dip
are
on the graph.
Earth measurements. Dumbfuck, those are measurements, not my words. You think my words are that graph? No, those are Earth measurements, and they are flat.
no, you think that because the graph is flat, the Earth is flat.
The graph is demonstrating the measurements of Earth in miles or kilometres, and the deviation from the level, that's having no part higher or lower than another. Ergo, the measurements are flat. Yes.
No, your ergo was wrong.
It's a fact. They
Just
are
the deviation
flat.
from level.
Sorry, do you
No,
want to show
saying
me?
it- saying they're
Okay,
flat
fine. Let's
is
take a
not
different tact. You want to beg
true.
the question of a sphere Earth. Show me how much
No,
curve there
not
is in the
begging the
elevation
question.
profile. Show me the curve in the elevation profile.
No, you will not show curve in an elevation profile.
So there's no curve in the measurements of Earth.
No, that's not what you're like. So
Stuttery bitch much. That's not what the measurements show. That's correct, dumbfuck. The measurements show level, sea level, and the measurements are with respect to it. There's no curve there. You won't show any measurements of curve in the Google Earth measurements. They are flat. There is no curve there.
Nathan, these
No.
wouldn't show curve.
They wouldn't.
He knows it.
No, hold on, Brian. They wouldn't show curve. What, the measurements?
No.
So this glurf is telling my audience the measurements of Earth wouldn't show curve. That's because there isn't any, because the measurements are flat, and that's precisely what they show.
Elevation data wouldn't show that the Earth is curved, and distance data
elevation
wouldn't show that
would
the Earth
be-
is curved.
If there was a curve, it would be a deviation from horizontal. That's what a curve is.
No.
What will show that
Because
Earth is curved?
this is a
Don't need
deviation
any
from
help.
level, and if level is curved, then it wouldn't.
Level's not curved. That's a contradiction in terms. Level is having no part higher or lower than another. Curve is a deviation from level. So to say curve is level is a contradiction in terms by a
Hold on,
spastic.
Nathan. Hold on, Nathan.
Not hold on, don't chant through me as I defy your axiomatic violation. No, what you've just described is a violation of an axiomatic principle. To describe curve, like balls have, you would describe a deviation from level. Level is having no part higher or lower than another. You said curve level. Wrong, dumbass.
No, that's
Contradiction
not
in
wrong.
terms.
Okay, so if the Earth is a ball,
That's a begging the question fallacy. If I say if Earth's a roast chicken because I'm trying to prove the premise that Earth's a roast chicken, then I'll start with the premise that Earth's a roast chicken. If Earth's a roast chicken is the equivalence, dumbed down for a dumbass, for a globe-believing glurf liar, dumbed down so you understand circular reasoning. If I'm attempting to prove Earth's a roast
Nathan?
chicken, if I start by
Nathan, calm
saying
down.
if Earth's a roast chicken, like you're starting with Earth being a sphere, that's begging the question. Don't do that.
No, that's not begging the question. We went through this earlier, saying
Yeah, it absolutely is. If you start with the premise you're trying to prove, that's begging the question. It's the fundamental definition of begging the question.
no, it isn't.
Yeah, it is. Assuming your outcome. Circular reasoning. If you want to prove Earth's a sphere and you start with the concept, if Earth's a sphere, well, then we don't need to do anything else. Earth's a sphere already, because if Earth's a sphere, we've already started with the outcome. That's circular reasoning, the very
Started with the
definition of
outcome.
begging the
It's
question.
an if,
He's just
okay?
yammering through me,
It's not a
audience. This
therefore
scumbag,
or.
when he's proven wrong and using fallacy, that's assuming his own outcome, assuming the very thing he's trying
No,
to
Nathan.
prove that's defied in the measurements. He's telling me it's not begging the question, and now he's just laughing through the top of me. No, laughing through the top of me to try and close my line won't change that you've begged the question. Don't assume Earth's a roast
Nathan,
chicken
we went through this
by
earlier.
saying
You need
if Earth's a roast chicken in the first statement that you assume. That is
You're
the
a fucking
definition
idiot, man.
of circular
You
reasoning.
are stupid. You are a stupid guy,
Look,
man.
I know Nathan needs your help.
fucking
Okay,
brain,
let
man.
him try and fight this battle on his own.
You are stupid, dude.
Yeah, I know Nathan needs the help, but please let him fight this battle on his own.
Just leave
So
Nathan
Nathan,
off.
saying if this then that is not begging the question. We went through this earlier. Okay.
Oh, really? So if I say if Earth is a roast chicken, then Earth's a roast chicken, that's not me begging the question that Earth's a fucking roast chicken. No, it absolutely is. Because if I say, I think Earth's a roast chicken, and if Earth's a roast chicken, then we'll observe green grass, therefore Earth's a roast chicken. That's me assuming the outcome and then slotting in some nonsensical standard, in this case flat Earth measurements and miles, to suggest that level is curved. That's called a begging the question fallacy, you dumbass.
No, that's not. Well, what I
Stuttery bitch! Yeah, it is. You're assuming Earth's a roast chicken.
no, we're not.
Yeah, you are. You're saying
not
if
assuming
Earth's
anything.
a sphere, that's begging the question.
That's not begging the question.
Yes, it is. That's the very definition of begging the question, because you're assuming the thing you're trying to prove by stating it in the first instance. If I assume Earth's a roast chicken and then tell you, well, if Earth is a roast chicken, then I've automatically assumed that Earth's a roast chicken in the first statement. Like you saying, well, if Earth is a ball, that's the very definition of begging the question. It's circular reasoning. Meanwhile, we measure Earth flat with the kilometres in the measurements of Earth, the Google Earth measurements. They're flat, horizontal, linear, like the miles and kilometres that we ascribe to the deviation from the horizontal reference to sea level. Earth's measured flat.
No, so let's have a look at logicallyfallacious.com. Logical form. Claim assumes X is true, therefore claim X is true. Example 1. Paranormal activity is real because I've experienced what can only be described as paranormal activity.
So kind of like if Earth's a ball and that's automatically assumed to be real, like you saying if Earth's a ball. So you've gone to the logical fallacy site and proven me 100% correct then.
No, because I said if this then that. That's not.
Yeah, if Earth's a ball, like if you assume paranormal activity is real from the outset. So if we do have ghosts and ghoulies, that's assuming that we've got ghosts and ghoulies from the outset. If Earth is a ball, that's assuming Earth's a ball in the first instance. The very definition of circular
Nathan,
reasoning.
Nathan, if I was to plug what I was saying into this form, it would be, the Earth is a ball because I've experienced what can only be described as a ball. That's not what I said. What I said was, if the Earth is a ball,
That's the same
then
thing.
level would still work. That's not
If
the same
Earth's
thing
a ball,
at all.
then level is a diversion from your ball faith. It violates your ball. A ball has a curve that's a deviation from level. What you're using is a contradiction in terms after begging the question. If Earth's a sphere, well, then it's got a curve. That's a deviation from level, having no part higher or lower than the other. Well, then if it's a sphere, level works on a curve. No, that's both begging the question and a contradiction in terms. Meanwhile,
No, that's
Earth's
not begging the
measured
question.
flat.
So like I've said before,
Meanwhile, I haven't finished my conclusion. Meanwhile, Earth is measured flat on Google Earth with kilometres, which are flat and linear, as per the demonstration given to this numpty idiot.
Oh. So what you're doing actually is begging the question.
No, I'm showing you an elevation profile measurement. That's not begging the question, it's a measurement.
No, you're begging the question because
No, it's a measurement. I'm not begging anything when I show you a measurement.
So when I'm explaining to you, this will still work if the Earth is a ball.
That means you're assuming Earth's
That's
a
not
ball.
begging the question. That's explaining that the conclusion that you're drawing
level
from this
doesn't
information
work on a ball.
is not correct.
There aren't any levels on a ball. Do you understand that?
Of course there is.
Oh, really? That's very high-pitched. Just for my audience, in case you are, like this man, demented, the fundamental thing about a ball is it doesn't have any level surfaces on it. That's what makes a ball a ball. But this man wants to say, if I assume Earth's a ball, then it does have level surfaces. Now, you've got to ask yourself,
No, we're not
why does he
assuming.
want, while he yammers through me, to have level surfaces on a ball? Well, because like with the miles in the measurements on Google Earth, they're level. They've got no part higher or lower than the other. They're a flat measurement in
They're level. No,
kilometres
they're not flat.
of Earth. That's what we measure Earth with. So as a fundamental premise, he requires level, but wants to have level work on something that doesn't have any levels on it. That would be a ball when he assumes, by begging the question, Earth's a ball. No. The
That's not
measurements are
begging the
flat.
question. Nathan, you keep
You
saying...
don't need to yammer through my every bloody word. There's no levels on a ball. Ever.
Yes, there is. We call it sea level.
No, sea level is having no part higher or lower than another when averaging out the sea as a measurement of Earth. Having no part higher or lower than other is a direct violation of what a ball is.
No, because it's a different distance from the surface of the ball.
Are you insane, Matt?
Yeah, he's just talking
Yes,
nonsense.
he
It's
is.
I
a
just paid
contradiction
attention
in
as well.
terms. It's an idiot.
He is actually
No,
insane.
he is insane. This guy is insane.
No, but you've got to look at this a different way. He's making people understand how mind control these people are. And I'm glad he's here, because now we see how they have distorted their thinking process. And you're doing a good job, Mez. Keep it up.
Thank you. You're very
100
welcome.
people watching. Big shout out to all of you. Smash the super chat. So I'll just do a few readouts. Got Iron26. And that's from earlier. I did read that already. Unitox Femi says Chile has 2,600 miles of that scale. Yeah, flat, linear, horizontal miles on the elevation profile provided to our gentleman friend here who suggests that balls have got level surfaces. No, they wouldn't be a ball if they had level surfaces. Meanwhile, next super chat, Unitox Femu again. Thank you very much indeed. Says, show elevation profile graph with curved surface. They won't. It isn't. It fundamentally defies what an elevation profile is. An elevation profile uses horizontal miles or kilometres to describe a deviation from the horizontal, in this case, sea level. Thank you very much for the super chat. Also, shout out to Roger Ledwell. I like jerk chicken best. Yum. Okay, well, good to hear it. And also, thank you again to Roger Ledwell, who gifted a membership. Really appreciate all the support. Thank you for all the super chats. Meanwhile, Earth's measured flat with miles or kilometres, like shown in the measurements on Google Earth's elevation profile. It's flat.
Incorrect.
So show us a curve in the elevation profile, please.
No, you wouldn't show a curve in an elevation profile.
So, correct then, as opposed to incorrect, when this numpty dipshit tells me that I'm wrong because I say the elevation profile shows miles and kilometres to be flat. He says no. I say, okay, show me where there's a curve. Well, there won't be one. Okay, so flat then. Yeah, you're just disagreeing to be disagreeable because you're a brainwashed moron.
You got to feel.
No, I'm disagreeing with you
sorry for
because the things that you're saying and the conclusion that you're drawing from the things that you're saying is nonsensical.
No, I'm not saying elevation profile. I'm showing an elevation profile. I'm showing measurements in Google Earth. The measurements in Google Earth are horizontal, linear, miles, or kilometres. That's not my words. Those are the measurements in Google Earth.
Again, that's just incorrect because I looked at Google
Show
Earth.
me the curve
Or
in the
Google
Google
Maps.
Earth profile for elevation, please.
I did. I posted a picture. No, I showed it off the surface of the Earth.
On
one
the
distance to another.
elevation profile
correct.
measurements of Earth,
And the elevation profile, that's something else, okay?
it's the measurements.
I'll post it again.
The measurements.
That's just a deviation from level.
Welcome to Flat Earth. So, when we show the measurements of Earth for elevation profile, it's just a deviation from level. Yeah, that's right. Earth's measured flat, and any profile elevation change, that's height, deviation. Like you might suggest that we've got a curve with, that would be a deviation from a plane of reference. A curve. A deviation from all parts having no higher or lower than another. Other words, level. Yeah, that's what we're measuring.
I feel sorry for them. I really do.
Good morning, guys.
Hello.
Should we
He's in
talk
a
about celestial
psychological
navigation?
dilemma. That's what he is. Psychological dilemma.
Even the verticals.
Psychological
are parallel.
dilemma.
If you look on profile, the verticals are parallel to each other.
Just
What
a
you haven't
time
put to you-
waster. You went over it 10 times.
1 second. What Brian's putting to you, Mez.
Yeah, I've been over this 1,000 times with Nathan, and he
I
still
hadn't
doesn't
finished
get
my
it.
sentence, actually, Mez. I'll just try that again. What was just put to you by Brian was that all of the deviations in the profile, that's the verticals, are parallel with each other.
Uh-huh.
You said earlier that the verticals...
That's big in the question.
I haven't finished my fucking statement. My God.
Well, stop saying incorrect things, and I'll stop interrupting you.
So you're saying that they're not all parallel, the verticals in the elevation profile, then?
No, to assume they're all parallel will be...
No, they are all parallel.
How do you know?
Because it's on the profile. You can look at it. I've got fucking eyeballs. That's why.
It's on the graph, because the graph is...
Yeah, because it shows it on the graph. Yeah, you dumb fuck. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. There it is again. Yeah, that's right, you dumb shit. Yeah, they are all parallel. Earlier, you said they move with respect to gravity. That would be towards the centre of a sphere. No, they don't. Not in the measurements, they don't.
But the graph isn't real, okay? The graph is just representing data.
Ah, so there it is, ladies and gentlemen. This man doesn't like Earth measurements from Google. The graph's not real. It's just a representation of what? Measurements of Earth.
I'm happy with the measurements, okay?
Then it's flat.
But the measurements
You're happy
just
with
show
the measurements.
elevation
It's
data.
flat.
It doesn't show
There's
that
no
they're parallel.
curve, and it's flat.
The elevation data in the graph does not show that they are parallel.
That's exactly what it shows.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, show me the curve in it.
Just remove him.
No, show me the curve then.
I'm not showing you the curve here. I'm
Because
just saying
there isn't one. Axiomatically, all parallel horizontals and verticals. That's all we can have. It's an axiom. My God, you're dense. Cat got your tongue,
I'm
Dumbo.
dense. You're not listening.
Don't need to listen when I'm describing an axiomatic principle of parallel.
I understand what parallel is.
All right, and do they deviate from one another, like you said earlier, with gravity being plumb?
In the real world, they will.
Sorry, on the graph and
If the Earth
the
is
measurements, on the measurements.
On the graph. So the graph is just representing data. It's just representing elevation data.
Just
Now,
measurements.
the graph
yeah.
is flat.
Yeah, that's right. It's just,
and
yeah,
the
okay,
lines
I'll
on the
agree with
graph
you.
are
Let's
parallel.
just
That doesn't
agree.
mean they're parallel
yes,
in reality.
Yes, it's data, measurement data. Yes, that's right. It's the Earth flat measurement data, yes, and you're happy with it. There's no curve in it. It is flat. The miles are level, linear, flat, and horizontal. You're happy with it, and there's no curve in it. Yes, they're Earth measurements.
Again, this is just showing elevation data. It's not showing anything about curved or flat Earth.
Now, it's showing no curve, and it is ipso facto flat. The horizontal linear mile measurements are of Earth.
It is measuring the Earth,
Well, what's the argument then?
bending up and down on a
It doesn't
graph.
show Earth. It doesn't show
The
curve or
curve of
flat,
the
so
Earth
what's
is not a
your
part of this graph.
So what you're saying is it's showing measurements of Earth, and there's no curve. Yeah, it's flat.
There's no curve because it's just data
Yeah,
showing.
we know there's no curve. I'm not asking you what there isn't. What there is a horizontal flat linear mile or kilometre distance, though, isn't there? Say it. Okay.
Say that again.
What it's showing is a horizontal mile or kilometre distance on these measurements, isn't it?
No.
Oh, so you can show me the miles on the graph curving then. Show me that, please.
No, I didn't say that.
So they're not curving, so they're flat then?
They're not curved on the graph. That doesn't mean they're flat in real life.
So when they're not curving, it doesn't mean they're flat. Yo, fuckwit, are you retarded? Were you dropped on your fucking head?
No, I'm doing fine. I just don't think...
No, you're not. You're telling me even though there's no... Shut up, G+. You're ruining this audio. No, what you're saying is it's not curved, but that doesn't mean it's flat. Fuckwit, were you dropped on your head?
So this is a graph. It's not real life. The graph
So
is just...
you're saying the measurements of Earth from Google Earth aren't real. You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. When we get to the nitty-gritty of there being no curve in the measurements and it ipso facto being flat, they're not real. Now, shockingly, me, Nathan Oakley, I've already got this situation defined. This is what we call the hard place, where a globe believer doesn't like the Earth measurements because they're flat. So suddenly, Earth measurements aren't
like your conclusion.
real. So they're not real measurements from Google Earth, then?
They're real measurements. I'm happy to accept that the measurements are real.
So you're happy to accept that these real measurements with no curve and horizontal linear measurements are ipso facto, as presented, flat. Because they are. Cat got your tongue, you stuttery bitch.
Have you ever heard of...
You're going to have a change of subject. Excuse me, you're happy with these measurements of Earth? Or are you going to say they're not real again, you dumb fuck?
No, the measurements are real. I was just explaining
So
something
we're all
about
clear.
this,
These are real measurements of
professional
Earth,
field.
ladies and gentlemen. And
So
they're
I'm
flat.
a 3D artist.
You don't need to yammer through
and I
me.
work with...
They're real measurements of Earth, ladies and gentlemen. Our opponents conceded. They're not fake lies, not real, like he said a few moments ago. Then I define the hard place where Earth measurements aren't real. Now he is happy again with these flat, linear, horizontal mile and kilometre measurements with no curve in them. He's happy with these measurements. I mean, a minute ago he wasn't. They weren't real. But now he's happy again with them.
From the surface.
And they are flat.
So if I was to create a ball...
If you beg the question... If you beg the question of Earth being a sphere, like if Earth's a roast chicken, then Earth's a roast chicken. No, we don't beg the question when we've got measurements of Earth that you're happy with, sir. Your measurements that you're happy with, we'll go with those measurements of Earth that you were happy with. You're happy with those flat measurements, right? There's no curve in them.
I'm happy with the measurements.
You're happy, you stutty? Stuttery bitch. Yeah, I'm happy with those flat Earth linear miles and kilometres in the measurements of Earth too. A minute ago, you said they weren't real, though. Why would you say that?
No, I didn't say they weren't real.
Quote you, they're not real. End quote, you dumb fuck lying glurf.
The graph isn't real. The graph is just
So they're not
representing
real
data.
measurements
It's
then?
not real life.
They're not real measurements then?
No, the measurements are real.
So we've got real measurements of flat, horizontal miles or kilometres then?
The graph isn't reality. This doesn't perfectly match reality. That doesn't mean that what's shown on this graph...
It doesn't mean that what the stuttery bitch can't seem to get his head around an entire sentence. Yeah, that's because you're fucked. Yeah, Earth's being measured flat with horizontal linear kilometres on that graph. It's real measurements of a real Earth.
Make it true.
It's a real measurement of real Earth, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's just showing a deviation from level.
So Earth is measured flat and any deviation is from the level measured in the miles?
No.
So you're going to show me the curve on the miles then?
No, I've told you 1,000 times.
What, that it's
This
flat?
is just showing elevation, showing nothing about the curvature or the flatness of the Earth.
There is no curvature or flatness, there's just the flatness, mate.
Okay, now you're begging the question.
No, I'm showing you what's on the graph that you were happy with. The measurements of Earth. They're
Yeah,
flat.
I'm happy that it shows a deviation from level. This doesn't mean that the Earth is flat.
Right, we've got a deviation from level as the overall reference for the mile distance. So how many miles of level have we got?
On this graph, 39,000 kilometers.
So we've got 39,000 kilometres of level and a deviation with respect to that level measured from that level, measured in flat kilometres then. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we already knew. Earth's measured flat, you dumb fuck.
No, this is not measuring the Earth flat.
Well, so show me the
something about
curve.
this, though. It
We're
shows
going
that
round in circles then, aren't we? Do you want to show me the curve on those miles then?
Well, in the screenshot, this level, assuming this purple line is where it is what is showing the measurements from.
Sorry, stuttery bitch.
This
Do you want
goes
to try
around the
again with
ball.
an actual full sentence? Show me the curve in the
So-
miles, please. Or the kilometres.
I can just show you this data that has been...
You could just show me where the kilometres curve. Could you do that? Or is that just not how the kilometres are measured?
And it is around the surface of a ball.
No, the kilometres are on the graph flat, aren't they? Got
just
your
above the
tongue,
graph, it's
stuttery?
showing you where this data is from.
Right, are you
on the
going to
Earth.
concede how flat these kilometres on the graph are, or are you going to tell me that it's not real data?
No, I'm just telling you that it's just a deviation from level.
So welcome
we
to
ask
flat
him-
Earth. The deviation in the elevation profile is from the level, something you don't have on a ball. Balls don't have level, but the map and the chart and the measurement, in this case elevation profile, has got miles described in a horizontal linear fashion on the graph.
No, it's just showing change in elevation. But
Can we ask-
as I've said, okay, if you look just above the graph, it shows you where this data on the Earth is from.
It doesn't just show change in
it's on a
elevation.
ball.
The change in elevation is with respect
It's on
to
a ball,
distance.
Nathan.
Sorry, the change in elevation you've said it only shows. That's a lie. There's a distance on there as well, isn't there?
Can we ask him a question, Nathan?
Yeah, elevation change over a distance.
So when you said it was just
Mez.
elevation, Mez.
Can't really answer that because that would be begging the question.
And it wouldn't be begging the question, it's a graph.
Yeah, it's a graph.
And the measurement of the distance on the graph is horizontal, isn't it?
The graph is horizontal.
And the miles are on the graph, aren't they?
Kilometers, but yeah.
And they're horizontal, aren't they?
On the graph, yes. In reality, no.
So we've got a graph that shows the measurement of Earth, and on that graph that's measuring Earth, the kilometres are flat. Horizontal, linear measurement of Earth. That's what the graph shows in its measurements. Now, this line Glurf a second ago said it's only the elevation difference. No, this measurement also includes distance, and it is flat. That's a measurement of distance in flat
It's a graph
kilometres.
showing elevation with respect to distance.
That's flat.
No.
Sorry, there's a bit of a
Because it
disconnect
shows
going
right
on.
above the graph,
On the graph, we've got a distance.
and that is on a line going around the Earth, which is a
Not
ball.
on the graph, it's not. You're just lying. Liar.
Lying?
No, that's
Yeah, I can see it. I'm opening my eyes.
Sorry,
There's a ball
on this
right above the graph. showing where
elevation
it's from.
profile, the measured kilometres are not curving. Cat got your tongue, you stuttery
Again, right above the
lying
graph,
bastard.
it shows you where it's from.
Yo, let's
And,
just say it again. Lying
on a
fucker
curvy
that
ball.
can't seem to concede the facts in this matter. The horizontal distance measurement is flat on the graph. Facts.
It's there. I can see it. It's a
Yep,
ball.
flat.
The ball is flat.
Mez, I could put a picture of a triangle above the data. That doesn't mean Earth is a triangle, you moron.
Sorry.
No, I never said that. But this is showing where the data is from. If the data goes around the ball, that means the Earth has to be.
Triangle's
The
three
data
straight.
is in
If you are
miles
willing to accept
or
that this data is real.
kilometres, and they are horizontal as per the representation on the graph. That's the fifth time I've asked you on this occasion. They're not curving. We've already established
Look, we're never
that.
going to get off this level elevation profile nonsense, so let's just move on.
Nah, I'm good right where we are, ladies and gentlemen, with Earth being measured flat in miles. Seems like Lying Glurf's got himself tuckered out here, because it's got to the point where we've got no curve in the horizontal linear flat mile or kilometre distance, and he doesn't seem to want to concede how horizontal and linear and flat the kilometres are on this graph that is a distance
It's showing level, not
measurement.
horizontal.
A horizontal distance measurement, isn't it?
No, it's a level measurement.
That's the same as horizontal.
No.
Can I have
That's
a,
begging
ask
the
you a question, Nathan?
Go ahead.
Mez,
Go on then.
can a straight line meet itself?
We'll say that again.
Can a straight line meet itself?
No.
Thank you. I rest my case.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the kilometres on the graph
Well,
that's
I'm
the
glad we all
measurement of Earth are horizontal, linear, flat Earth only measured distance. That's what we're showing on the elevation profile. The deviation from that horizontal is the
No,
measurement
you're showing a
of the
deviation
profile.
from level.
Yeah, deviation from level. Welcome to flat Earth. We're showing measured deviations from level. That's to say the Earth as an overall topographical plane has its deviations on that graph shown with respect to said level.
You cannot have a straight
level is
line
curved.
on
Okay,
a
thanks.
ball.
That's Brian, thanks. The distance in miles or kilometres on that graph is flat. There's no other way to describe it. That's what it is.
No.
Show me the curve on the miles.
Distance around the Earth.
No, and on the
then the
graph, on the
distance
measurements.
up or
You said
down
you were
from
happy
level.
with these measurements. Now, I know you want to shirk away from them, you abject coward. You want to move on.
I'm happy with the measurements, but all they show is a
Excellent.
deviation
Well,
from
we'll
level.
stick with those then.
You assume that
We'll
level
stick
is
with
flat.
those then, Mez.
I don't think level
We'll
is
stick
flat.
with those
You have no data
measurements
to
of
prove that
Earth
level
then,
is
won't
flat.
we? We won't slope away from them like you just tried to do, you abject coward. We'll stick with
I'm not
those
sloping away
measurements
from
of
them.
Earth.
I can tell you that these are just show a deviation from level 1,000 times, and you're going to say no, it's horizontal.
What's the
And we're not
distance?
gonna get anywhere.
What's the distance on it?
Say that again.
What's the distance? Brian, please go on mute.
What, around the Earth or up or down?
Both of those are with
40,000
respect to a
kilometres,
horizontal
roughly,
plane. Maybe you
around
can
the
answer and ask.
And it shows a deviation from level from minus 6,000 meters up to 4,796 meters.
And over what distance?
40,000 kilometers, roughly.
So that's a horizontal distance and a deviation up or
Nope,
down
you
with
said
respect
horizontal.
to... Why are you yammering through me?
You don't know it's horizontal.
Coward.
You don't know it's horizontal.
It is horizontal.
You don't know that. You haven't proved that.
So show me the curve in the graph. Go.
No, you said it's horizontal.
It is.
You have no data to prove that, so prove it.
On the graph, the miles on the scale are ipso facto flat. It's a square box.
You just saying that it's flat doesn't make it flat.
Sorry,
Nathan,
that's what the box
you have no
is.
data to prove that.
Sorry, is it
This
a circular?
data does not prove that. It
Is
does
a
not show
circular
that in
graph?
any
Is
way
it a pie
whatsoever.
chart? Is it a square box or a pie chart?
It's a rectangle.
So when I say it's flat, it just factually is a horizontal.
The graph is
oblong.
flat, but like
Why
I
is
said,
he yammering through
the
me,
graph
ladies
being
and gentlemen?
flat
Because he's losing.
does not mean
Yeah?
the Earth is flat. The
'Cause he's
graph is not
losing.
showing that the Earth is flat. The graph is just showing a
That's
deviation
exactly what
from
it's
level
showing.
up or down.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's showing. The box is the distance measurement in horizontal linear kilometers. That's what it is.
So do you think if you just bent, like
Sorry,
twisted
stutter.
that box
Sorry,
into
did you
a
think you
circle,
could stutter
that
your
would
way
mean that
past
the Earth
this?
is a ball?
Sorry, that's what it's measured as. You said you were happy with these measurements a minute ago, weren't you?
Yeah, but the measurements just...
Yeah, so the measurements are in a horizontal linear fashion by presentation. Not what I'm saying. You keep saying it's just what I'm saying. No, that's what they are.
What they are is just a deviation from level.
So therefore, when we measure Earth as a horizontal plane and describe the deviation from said level plane then in miles or kilometres as per the measurement on this oblong box that isn't curving. Ergo, the distance measurement is flat.
Why do you think Google Earth...
Why are you asking me
put it in a
something?
box?
I'm stating this as a fact, and whenever we get to the fact, that's Earth's measured flat with horizontal linear kilometres in an oblong box that ascribes that line as distance to describe deviations from the level, yeah, that's Earth being measured flat.
Again, you're just going back to, because the data is represented in a box, that means the Earth is flat.
That's what it's being measured as.
It's
Those are
the
measurements.
most retarded thing
Not
I've ever...
represented, measured. Do you think by changing what you conceded you were happy with earlier, you said you were happy with it being measurements?
I'm happy with the measurements.
So just because Earth's measured flat doesn't mean it's flat. Yeah, that's absolutely what it means. Just because the measurements are flat, not the representations, not that this isn't the Earth, none of the subversion techniques that you've used. Yeah, the measurements of Earth in horizontal linear kilometres on this measurement, represented on this graph from Google Earth, are flat.
Again, just because the graph is flat, that doesn't mean the Earth is flat.
So the graph is the measurements, isn't it?
The graph is representing data over a distance.
So it's measurements of Earth,
That
isn't
shows
it?
a deviation from level.
So is it measurements of Earth?
This level, the 0 point on the graph, okay, is flat. That doesn't mean it's flat in reality.
I see. So what you're now in is the hard place. Well, just because these measurements show a 0 point and a horizontal distance doesn't mean that they're Earth measurements and that they're flat like they show the measurements to be. Yeah, that's exactly what it means. It means these measurements you're happy with are flat. But just because they're flat doesn't mean Earth's flat. Yeah, they're measurements of Earth.
The measurements of Earth.
And they're flat.
Why would you?
Chocolate,
Why would
fucking
you
hell,
be happy
shut up.
with flat, man?
Finally getting my fucking concession, shut up.
It goes around the ball.
No, they're flat. The graph is not
So that
ball
shows
shaped.
that this data, it works on a ball.
No, it's not working on a ball. It's in an oblong box. The box isn't ball-shaped. The distances are level. The miles or kilometres are horizontal, planar, linear distance measurements representative of measurements of Earth presented to you in an oblong box.
Doesn't mean the Earth is flat.
Yes, it does. It's a measurement of Earth.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, so they're not
Nathan,
measurements
I've told
of
you
Earth.
1,000 times.
So it's not a measurement of Earth.
You can have a
then?
circumference
So
on a
it's
sphere.
not a measurement of Earth.
Spheres have a circumference.
No, but we're not measuring a sphere. We're measuring horizontal linear distance and a deviation from level.
Level can be curved.
No, it can't. That's a contradiction in terms. Level isn't curved. Whoever it is from G+, this is the point of concession where I would absolutely require you to shut your fucking mouths. Keep your lines shut. What it's doing is showing measurements of Earth. They are flat.
It's showing measurements of Earth. The graph is showing measurements of Earth. It's showing deviation from level.
Welcome
And if
to
the Earth
flat
is a
Earth.
ball, that's not begging the question.
Right, if it was a ball, but the graph isn't a ball, is it? It's
On the
showing
Earth,
horizontal
okay.
linear measurements.
And they will be up or down with respect to sea level, which will be curved. Okay, so
Sea level's not curved. Curve is a deviation from level, having no part higher or lower. You're using contradictions in terms to get around these Earth measurements that are flat. So the only way you can get around an Earth measurement that's flat is by saying sea level curves. No, it doesn't. Show me how curved sea level is on that graph.
I wouldn't show how sea level is curved on this graph because that.
Because you can't. It isn't. It's flat. The measurements are flat. Your defiance of
Curved or
this
flat.
axiom,
It's
you
just
don't need to
deviation
yammer
from
through me
that.
while I annihilate you. Your defiance of this axiom
You're not
by saying,
annihilating me. You're just misunderstanding things and then.
oh, I'm just misunderstanding how a graph represents Earth measurement. There's nothing to misunderstand. It's just an oblong box.
Yes, it is just an oblong box.
So it's not curving then. Yeah, it's the measurements of Earth that you were happy with, and they are
The line.
flat.
That doesn't mean that the Earth is a line.
Oh, it doesn't mean that the Earth's flat. Well, they're measurements of Earth, mate.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, so you don't
They are
like these
measurements of
measurements?
Earth.
You don't like
It
them?
just
then?
shows deviation from level.
Yeah, welcome to flat Earth. The measurements are describing Earth with level and the deviation from it. Welcome to flat Earth.
No, this is not welcome to flat Earth.
Yeah,
This
this
is welcome to insanity.
not welcome to
Yeah, it
insanity.
is.
It's welcome to. I've told you 3 fucking times, G+. Shut your mouths. That's not an insanity. You are the one who is insane because you need to suggest that curve is level when a curve is a deviation from level. Sea level is the measurement. Linear are the kilometres. Oblong shaped is the box, and measurements are what it represents. Earth is measured flat.
Incorrect.
That's what it
I'll go
shows.
through it with you again. The
Saying
graph is
incorrect
just showing a
won't change what it
deviation from
shows.
level. The Earth is a ball. Sea level goes around the ball. And this is showing a deviation up or down from sea level over a distance. And this distance is around 40,000 kilometers because it goes all the way around the Earth.
Okay, show me that ball on the graph.
I would not show you that ball on the graph because that's
So even though he's saying it, he can't substantiate it with the Earth measurements he's happy with. So he's happy with the measurements. They're flat in an oblong box. And when I say, well, okay, if you want to say that sea level's curving, show it me curving in this measurement. I can't. No, we know you can't show your curve measurements in this Earth measurement that's flat because it isn't curving. And to describe level,
graph isn't
sea
curving.
level, while
Okay,
he
that
yammers
doesn't
through
mean
me in
reality isn't
defeat,
curving.
while he yammers through me in defeat, while he says
I'm not yamming through you in
levels
defeat.
curving,
I'm
he
slowly explaining
fundamentally-
to you.
he fundamentally cannot show the curve in this measurement.
Understand the graph and you're drawing
You're just
conclusions from
talking
the
through
graph
me.
which don't
You're
make
just talking
sense.
straight through me. If it's curving,
I'm talking to you.
Show it me in the measurements that you're happy with.
Again, I wouldn't show you it in this elevation measurement, okay? I can show you a measurement of drop over distance.
So that would be a curve, drop over distance. Yeah, that's what curve is. And it's not in this measurement.
Yeah. No, it wouldn't be in this.
No. So it's not what you say when you say sea level curves, or it would be in this measurement, and it isn't, is it?
No, it would not be.
So you're wrong. You say sea levels curve, but Google Earth's measurements, flat and linear miles, do not show that in the oblong box.
It will not be shown in this graph because...
No, they're not shown in this graph. Yeah, you can yammer through the top of me, my concession. No, you're not showing your belief that Earth is curved in Earth measurements, are you?
Not in this one, okay?
No, not in this one. No, these are flat Earth measurements that you originally appealed to, suggesting that they'd show curvature, but you can't show them in your appeal to Google Earth measurements. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? You say sea level curves, but then when I ask you to show it me, you just talk straight through me, rather than show me the measurements of the curved sea level. We haven't got any measurements of curved sea level. It's just you saying it, isn't it?
So as I said...
Yeah, you said sea level curves, and then I asked you to show me in the measurements, and you can't. It's just you saying it and not showing it in the measurements, because you can't show it in the measurements. End quote you.
I can show you a measurement that shows drop over distance.
With respect to a plane?
With respect to a horizontal line.
Yeah, that would be the measurements of Earth as a horizontal line in this measurement data that is of Earth. Yeah, there's no curve. He's conceded he can't show us the curve measurements when he says sea level curves. He can't show us that. He's just, quote him, saying it. Meanwhile, I've got Earth measurements. They are
with elevation
flat.
Change.
And while I point out that I do have measurements, and they are flat in a horizontal box, with flat measurements of kilometres, he hasn't got anything beyond his words that sea level curves, because they're not in the measurements, are they?
No, these measurements...
No. So we don't have curved measurements, ladies and gentlemen, because Earth is not measured curved. It's measured with sea level. Sea level isn't curved. This wanker just says that. Just his meaningless, empty words that don't comport with the measurements in an oblong box with horizontal linear measurements of distance that are ipso facto flat, like I show
Nathan,
when I say Earth's measured flat. What you can do if you're a glurf scumbag is talk through me, concluding with my measurements and facts that he can't show, but he can definitely talk
with your measurements
through me.
And the facts.
He can definitely yammer through my conclusion. Because if he yammers through my conclusion, it won't mean my conclusion's true, with measurements to back my facts. My facts are levels level as per the measurements. Levels demonstrated in these Earth measurements that even my opponent's happy with. And when he says no level curves, sea levels curved, I ask him to show me in the measurements. Response: I can't show you that. Meaning, he's got meaningless, empty words with no measurements to back them.
No,
so what
Nathan,
do we have? We've got a lot of interruptions while I make this conclusion from a glurf, haven't we?
This data that has been provided in the chat.
Maybe you wouldn't be interrupting me if we were on a neutral platform. Maybe this was a neutral platform. I could get this full sentence in victory out without impediment. But obviously we've got a glurf who's telling me in concession, no, I can't show you curved sea level in these Earth measurements.
You self-professing that you're winning this does not mean you are.
Oh, really? So you can show me the curved sea level in these measurements?
This measurement. I can show it in some other measurements.
So you can't show me this measurement of Earth having curved sea level then? X2?
No.
No, you cannot. No curve measurements of Earth in Google Earth. That's because they're flat. Like all miles and kilometres and distances, like all elevation profiles, like rise over run when surveying Earth with respect to a horizontal planar surface, like horizontal being parallel, like eye level, like sea level, like surface level, like every single way we measure Earth always, there is no curve. It is flat. all measurements of Earth, like these, with no curve in them, are fact flat.
No, that's not true.
Show me the curve in this measurement of Earth, please.
I put it in the chat.
Somebody says he's presenting an elevation profile with curve measurements in it. Do you want to present that, or is he lying?
No, not an elevation profile, mate.
So in these measurements that we're specifically going through, can you show me the curve in the Earth curve, lack thereof, measurements of elevation profile? That's Earth and its deviation, that's curve. What elevation profile is, it shows you how much curve we've got in the ground. Like rise over run, like how much hill valley we have. Well, how are those hills and valleys
hills
in
and
the
valleys.
measurement? It's just glurf interruptions.
It doesn't show that the Earth is a flat or a ball.
Glurf interruptions, it seems. Scumbaggery when you're
Nathan,
losing. Maybe
you're
on a
saying things
neutral
that are
platform, I
incorrect,
wouldn't
and I'm
be
trying to
constantly
correct you.
interrupted. Maybe if this was
Nathan,
a
you
neutral
need to
platform, this
listen.
wouldn't be happening.
Stop spurging.
Maybe if this
Calm
was
down.
a neutral platform, we'd have this guy constantly interrupting
Calm
like
down.
he is now. So when we've got the actual measurements that we've been discussing for about the last hour and a half, we've got a horizontal box with kilometres that are flat. And then we've got curves being measured with respect to Earth as a horizontal plane.
Elevation
The
being
level,
measured.
still constant
With
glurf
respect to level,
interruption.
not
Still,
horizontal
what is this,
plane.
not a neutral enough platform? Is he not allowed to interrupt me as I'm talking? Because it's not neutral enough for you,
You're saying
glurfs?
things that are incorrect,
This
and
is
I'm
this
trying to correct
glurf
you.
losing badly, so he has to chant through the conclusion 5 times.
I'm not losing. You're just saying things that are wrong. I'm trying to correct you, but you just keep shouting over me. It shows elevation change with respect to level, not horizontal.
Welcome to Flat Earth.
Yep.
That's not welcome to flat Earth.
Show me the
Saying welcome
curve
to
in
flat
that
Earth does not
measurement,
make the Earth
please.
flat.
Fifth, sixth, seventh time. Show me the curve.
Again,
in
I
show me the
posted-
curve in the elevation profile measurement, then, please.
You wouldn't show that.
You wouldn't. You wouldn't show what you need if you want to believe you're on a curved surface. The measurements showing curve. No, this measurement of Earth you are happy with doesn't have any curve. It's showing deviation from level, and the level's measured in miles in a linear, horizontal, planar fashion. That's what it shows.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's that tacit acceptance again, ladies and gentlemen. Earth is measured flat. With that, I'm going to say, if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley Premiering Streams, then stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow. Unfortunately, though, if you are watching this live, this is where we bid you farewell. So, another massive thank you to all of you who liked, commented, shared, subscribed, joined as a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member, hit me up on PayPal, Patreon, all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.